Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Northeast Cup Special Face Off Day 2. This is me, your host Sarah, for the first game, and I will be joined by my co casters, Jenny and Yumena. They are visible on the screen as well. Jenny and Yumena, please take the stage and tell us what do you think about these two teams, LCF and IGN?
Well, we have all known IGN for a very long time. And well, this game, even though it's just a showdown, it can be a way to get back their long lost glory because obviously the players have changed. A lot of things have changed. And we have always known IGN along with the name I7. He's been the face of the squad since forever. But now, I think the torchbearer is Witch, and it has passed on. Well, which as well is a very experienced player. This guy has gone international. He's no less than I7, I guess. Do you agree with that, Jumena?
Well, I kind of do agree with you. I mean, the pressure on him right now, I cannot imagine how high it is going to be. I mean, you need to set that standard. You need to level up. You need to show them that, yeah, okay, you are known as which because you have done these things. And uh, speaking about LCF, I think even they have been really, really amazing. And if we are speaking of both the teams, sure, they do have the experience and they do, have the game knowledge. But to me, I think it comes down to how you are going to synergize with your people, with your
Mhm. Well, I don't think I've heard all of it
Yes, she
because yeah,
seems
she's lagging a little bit.
He
Yeah,
seems to
again.
be facing a bit of a network issue. So, talking about the teams, LCF and IGN, when we think about the MOBA scene in India, especially over the past few months, we have seen how good some teams have emerged in all the ongoing community tournaments hosted by
Mhm.
Battle Knights and whatnot, who more. LCF, they have participated in almost every single one of them, and they have secured at least top 4 in every single one. IGN, though they may not have been active in the tournament scene that much, they are coming back. I7's legacy, it's getting carried forward to Vivek, to Kimi, to Aaron. They are all carrying forward the name IGN. They have been continuing since 2018 or earlier, and is one of the only Indian squads to have gained international recognition. We know that Vivek went to the international stage, the MSC wildcards. And moreover, Team LCF, though, past 3 seasons, they verified a squad every single season. 3 months of hard work, 2,000 games with the same lineup every season. That speaks volumes for the amount of synergy that they are going to have in today's games. So it's basically going to be a battle between synergy and experience. So,
Mhm.
Jenny, since you are more familiar with the Bengal server team, since you know IGN for a long time, who do you think is going to be the star of the show today?
Well, it's very hard to say because there's a team who have a really good reputation, and then on the other hand, there's a team who's got really good experience. They have been playing non-stop. They have been there everywhere in all the tournaments. They have played every season, and it's not just that; it's the players as well. They have been playing together as well, like I said, synergy. But when you talk about IGN, even though they do have the reputation, the players, the guy Kimi just went up there from ET, right? Basically he hasn't been playing with them together since forever. Unlike LCF, they've been playing together for a very long time. So I think we'll have to see if reputation really wins or the synergy. But I think given the fact that LCF have been playing in the recent tournaments the way they do, the way they abuse the meta, I have a feeling that it's gonna be LCF to win the match today.
Yes, very much possible. LCF may actually win that. Considering and hoping that Yumena is back with us, I'd like to ask her that what do you think about LCF as a team? LCF has participated in all the major tournaments, and as we are gearing up for the match here, Yumena, do you have few words for the side of Team LCF?
Well, if you are talking about Team LCF, I think they have been performing really well. The few games that I have been casting for them in other tournaments, I think I have to say they are really well versed with what is going on in the game. They are very well versed with the meta right now, and they do know which heroes to be abused and which heroes to be picked on what lane. They have the synergy, they have been practicing. So I think they are a really strong team if you are going to compare them with IGN. But then when you are talking about IGN, even they have the game knowledge, they have the experience from the past. I mean, talking about which he has a coach. I mean, there is a fair chance for both of the teams to come out strong. I mean, we'll have to see. Game one is going to be the decider of who actually, shines better compared
Yes.
to the other teams.
Definitely. And as we were talking about it, I do think all the players are in the lobby now, and we would be facing the two of the best teams in India. We are going to see them face against each other. LCF versus IGN
Your
will
team
be
is
starting for
banning.
you now.
All right, I guess we're back to the game, and the drafting phase has already started. Well, Yumena, I think this is gonna be a really interesting match. Given the fact that Witch has been there in the international level offline in the MSC, I'm sure he's got really good knowledge and experience when it comes to drafting. We have seen how Apex has performed in yesterday's match. You know,
The
this guy,
hunt
Witch and Apex, they have played
begins.
together,
Your
and
team is
Apex is
banning.
dominating from another team. Well, do you think which will be using that experience that he got in MSC when it comes to drafting over here?
The
I
Immortal One
definitely
chose
do
me to
think because
Your
you
vanquish the
are
team
going
is
to
shadows
have
that
to
banning.
bring
plague
out
this
the
world.
knowledge required to, show why you are the player that people know you for. So I think he is going to do that. He is going to. I mean, if it's going to be a comeback, you have to make it a comeback. So I think that is also going to happen, and we are going to see it live right now on the first match on the drafting phase right off the bat. I mean, we are seeing both the teams trying to strategize, and I don't think either of them is trying to, take it slow right off the bat. Both of them, they need to show each other that why they are known for what they are known for.
Definitely. Well, looking at the draft, we have Ruby, Ban, as well as Suyu, the new latest hero. Ruby in the goal lane can be a menace these days. It's just gonna annoy the goal laners a lot. Vexana, that was expected. Again, I've noticed that Witch, like you said, is a very versatile player, and these days he's playing mid lane. I recently visited his streams as well, and I think that maybe LCF might target some mid laners for him. Don't you think so?
They definitely will. I mean, if you do have the opportunity to choke down one lane from the side of enemy team, you definitely should be doing that, because I mean that kinds of gives you a security in a way that you have that easier smooth laning phase coming in. Also, we forgot to point out the fact that Kimi from Team Eliminators has joined Team IGN right now. So do you think the experience that Kimi had back in eliminators is going to be handy for IGN coming in, with the new meta that is going on in the game.
Well, definitely, I think so. If he does have that good experience, why not? Again, it's not just Kimi, guys. We completely forgot to mention that LCF also has Peter. Now, this guy is international as well. He's performed in NCT with Team Legacy. So, this is also a boon for the Team LCF. And when it comes to the draft again, Chip has been banned, and so is Phobius. Phobius is a beast in the EXP lane. This is counters up a lot of hero. Chip, he can be just anywhere in the map, and if you spot someone, he can just give you that portal, like, come, let's get him. Again, Hylos, as the first pick, Yumena, what's your take on this?
I mean, a really strong pick considering the nerf. I don't think it is enough. Yeah, sure, he does have some kind of adjustments made to him, but the damage soaking ability that Hylos has, I think it is going to be really beneficial coming in for Team LCF right now. Error picking off that Hylos right off the bat. Error has been an EXP lane player, so I am kind of leaning towards him taking that Hylos onto the EXP lane, so that gives them a window to go ahead and pick out another tanky hero for their team. But looking at the picks going to come in from team IGN. I think they are going to go in with the Edith and the Valentina. I was kind of hoping for a Zushing pick right here, Jenny,
Mhm.
because if you're going to have so many frontliners despite the mana changes that she has received, I think she can be pretty annoying against a very heavy frontline comp team. But regardless, the Valentina, I know that which is a really great Valentina player. I've seen him play Valentina, and I think he is picking his comfort pick. He is comfortable on that role. So I think this is going to be really interesting coming in from both Kimi and Witch right off the bat.
Definitely. I mean, because Valentina, they can he can copy on anything. But the first pick, the priority, uh, the way they're prioritizing Valentina, I think that glorious father can be sold at any time. Also, Peter on Luowi. Well, you're just they already have the Valentina. Don't you think it's gonna turn out as a blessing in disguise for Team IGN?
I do agree with you. I mean, the diversion from Louis coming in is very, very strong if you consider team gangs. But I think the Valentina pick right off the bat also eliminates potential for Team LCF to go ahead and pick that CC Carmilla. You know, if the ultimate goes onto the hand of Team IGN right here, it's going to be over for them. And right off the bat, respect directly onto that higher Busa. We do know how comfortable he is playing this assassin. So this is going to be really interesting seeing a clash coming in from both Lom Lom and Respect right here. And I think the Valentina pick right off the bat also, negates the chance for Team LCF to go ahead and pick those heavy CC dependent ultimate heroes. So I think it is smart coming in from Team IGN right here, Jenny.
Yep, definitely. Like Kronos mentioned yesterday, and I was like almost had an argument with him that it is assassin meta. Yep, Kronos, if you're listening, I agree with you, bro. It is assassin meta, and both the teams has got one each. They have Hayabusa on the right, that's IG, and Respect, and Lom Lom Mai with that. Oh well, I'm on Nolan. My bad. All right, guys. With that, Kufra being banned. Well, Kufra definitely he can counter out Nolan. Not only Nolan, like a lot of heroes with the dashes. So okay, Kufra is being. But actually, I thought IGN was gonna pick Kufra and prioritize him first. But I guess LCF is aware of the fact, and that led to them banning Kufra. Again, the shot caller, as Cronus mentioned to me earlier, is the Peter here. Well, Yumena, what do you think Peter is cooking at this moment?
I mean, I have seen Peter play on that Luoi. That is again a comfort pick coming in from Peter right there. Any mage on Peter, he is a monster when it comes to mid laning. So I think this is going to be really interesting to be seeing the face off coming in between Witch and Peter, both on a global scale, both global scale players. I mean, the first match itself, they both on their comfort picks. I think that is really, really amazing coming in. And you do see the Tigreal getting banned out. I mean, I have seen I Love Cakes being a very annoying tank, but
Mhm.
I also would like to mention he is very amazing when it comes to Chao tank as well. They could have banned that off as well for him, but we'll have to see. I think a healer in a team comp coming in from team LCF looks really nice to me because you do have the
Mhm.
Hylos to soak up all the damage, and they are going to go ahead and ban the Claude. The Edith, the Hayabusa, you do not want to deal with the Claude coming in on top of that, Jenny.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea. But then Alice, how can you forget? Alice, this stage, keep her killing her. She's not gonna die. She's got it sustain to soak up everything. Hylo's going on top of Alice. Well, he's gonna have a hard time. He's just gonna go up and try and deal her some damage with the Ring of Punishment. That's gonna happen. She's gonna soak it all up. Again, a Mincetar. Will that Mincetar be is a gold laner or an EXP? That Mincetar is gonna cancel out Hayabusa. That means there can be a problem for Edith as well. Yumena, is this means that they're going to be a gold laner or in the EXP? And if he goes for EXP, is I Love Case going for another gold laner? And if it is, which gold laner are you expecting? A lot of questions.
I am expecting Isle of Cakes to go for a roam position because he has been playing absolutely amazing, and I think the Jawhead is going to be a roam. If not an EXP lane, we'll have to see. But Sandriel most definitely on the goal lane. I mean, you we do know the kind of power spike that Minsithar gets once he is farmed up and has those items. Meanwhile, anti straight up on that EXP. He's a monster on EXP lane. We cannot forget the time that he used to play Yuzong in such a dangerous manner. I mean, even I used to be scared to get matched up against this guy on a ranked game. But definitely, Sandriel, I have to mention, is a really amazing gold laner, especially with that Minsithar. I have seen him turn around the tables for his own team. So we'll have to just wait and see how this thing goes. But before we jump on to the land of Dawn, Jenny, who do you think right now has a very um, stronger draft coming in, because 80% of the game is win by you based on the draft.
Well, honestly speaking, they do have a balanced draft, but the fact that Sunreal got that Mincetar on him, I think they do have an upper hand. Also, the diversion is going to come in handy. They're going to rotate well. They're going to gank you out of nowhere. And then they also have a jaw that ejector. If it's on point, it's going to hurt a lot. Also, there is one thing. The witch has a Valentina. He's just gonna IM you and steal any good ultimate like a diversion. I'm thinking he's gonna probably carry on to the diversion and try and surprise them whenever they want. In that case, well, it might turn out unhealthy for Team LCF, but I think they have won the draft. But which on that Valentina can change anything anytime. That's what I think.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, that is kind of a mishap coming in for Team LCF. You do not want to give away the diversion, but I think that if they manage to get the river control early onto the game, it can be a little bit difficult for which to be using that diversion and jumping on to, for the team gangs. Meanwhile, look at that. Kimi trying to give out the positions coming in from team LCF. I mean, he's just trying to be a menace right now. I think they should focus more on getting that river control, giving the Nolan the snowball that he requires, because unless he is able to snowball, it's going to be very difficult for LCF to come out, as the winner of this game.
Yep. Meanwhile, Error might be in a little bit of trouble. The respect is in level 4. He hasn't used his ultimate yet. Shadow Kill being used up perfectly, but no, that's not gonna be. Oh, he has aim. Oh, shit, he got shut down. He's got shut down. Lom Lom manages to get the first kill. That Hayabusa. Respect was so off positioned. I guess he was trying to deal some damage and poke out Error a little bit, but in the end, he gets caught up by that off position. Again, Lom Lom might be in trouble, but no, just not enough damage with Kimi as of now to take him down. That was a very good start for LCF.
I do agree. Really great positioning coming in from both um, I Love Cakes and Peter right there. I mean, they were present onto the team fight, and Lom Lom took that as an opportunity. Meanwhile, I think Kimi and which right here need to communicate a bit better as of now. I mean, all of them rotating onto the turtle as of now.
Yep, the turtle fight is starting. They're already there. Errors trying to come in. Maybe they need to okay, there are 4 on them. Well, respect is following in. The turtle is very low with HP and that's goes. The turtle has been slain by a long pie. And respect barely escaping. He's coming in trying to get some skill again, but then he gets shut down. I guess so no shadow kill being used up. And he's got shut down. They'll be going forward and taking Kimi down, probably NT being chased as well. Error going straight in him for but no, they decide to escape and steal away the blue buff from respect. Well, the early game, talking about the early game, they got the first blood. They got the first blood on respect. They got the turtle and they also got the kills. And the blue buff has been stolen by Lom Lom Bai from the respect as well. Now, this early game is gonna hurt IGN a lot, and that's another killing spree by Lom Lom Bai on the bottom lane. Well said by Kronos. Lom Lom Bai being one of the top assassin players, or maybe the most, top most assassin players mentioned by Kronos back then again, and King's Calling being used up in the top lane and Respect being taken down. These guys, LCF, they are bullying Respect. They are bullying their jungler, and sadly, Kimi is not being able to help him. He's not actually even intended to help him.
I do agree. I mean, like I mentioned early on to the game, Team LCM knows where to be and at what point. They have been playing together for such a long time that the whole gameplay looks like smooth as butter for them, because they know what is the meta, they know what to abuse and where to be at what point and what is going to give them the team advantage. And they do know how to use their heroes real well. Meanwhile, Team IGN kind of looks lacking when it comes to that team communication coming in. I think they should focus more on getting a single pick off as of now, because respect looks a little bit behind compared to Lom Lom. And if this carries on, Jenny, it's going to be really difficult for IGN to make a comeback, considering you do have that late game burst coming in from both Luoi as well as Mincy as well onto their team.
Yep, it's 0-3-0 for the jungler of IGN right in the 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes of the game. And the second turtle is up. Definitely, he's gonna be so low with the resources. And there's another kill in the mid lane. That's a mega kill by their jungler. Look at the difference. LCF jungler is on mega kill while IGN's jungler is on 0-3-0. Now that's the worst possible early game start you would imagine. Again, King's Calling being used up in the mid lane and Witch has been taken down as well. LCF, they are slaying with a diversion of top and the glorious pottery being used up unstoppable. And look at that Aaron being taken down as well. What is LCF doing? Look at the speed, look at the rotation, the diversion being placed again in the mid lane. Respect. Will he be taken down again? Oh, okay, he manages to escape this time.
That was a very sticky situation coming in for respect. But like I said, both the jungler and the mid laner are doing an amazing job trying to get the trimmer control. Peter absolutely amazing on that Louis. I mean, they are showing why they are known as the LCF. Meanwhile, not letting respect live. And Jenny, I think that is not looking good
Whoa,
for
that
respect
was
coming
that
in
was
right
a
here.
very deadly ejector, but then he manages to get away with that shadow. Again, in the bottom lane, Error. They are trying to pick a fight with Error in the bottom lane, but will that be favoring them? Let's see. Again, the mid lane dies. Oh, diverting being used in the bottom lane. Error will be not in trouble. Instead, Kimmy and Anti will be cut down. Anti might actually. Oh, that ejector been coming up, and Anti has gone down as well. Kimmy will be deleted too. That diversion, guys, that diversion is getting them all the setups.
I agree. I mean, you did. Oh, a monster kill coming in right on the blue buff of respect. But like I said, both I Love Cakes and Peter are doing a great job, especially those amazing diversions coming in. And despite having in Valentina onto your team, I think she's not getting the chance to use that diversion for her team, because unfortunately they are forced to retreat back. They are playing with the minds of Team IGN right now. They are trying to pressure them down. They are choking them out. And we do know how, it is when you are facing a team strong head on strong like that. I think they need to be a little calmer, get their strategies on point again. Ooh, that's a diversion coming in onto the mid lane, Jenny.
Yeah, the diversion's gonna hurt. I told you, unstoppable with the King's Calling and Godlike by Lom Lom High again. The top assassin player, like Kronos mentioned, this guy is living up to his name. He is slain. LCF is no joke. That's another turtle on the back. Again, they are probably gonna try and pressurize that mid lane turret, which is very low on HP. And whoever comes in the way might get deleted. Glorious powder being used up, which might be in trouble. Kimmy being picked up. Again, I Love Cakes going. It's just trying to zone them out so that they can get the turtle, the turret. My bad. Again, Kimmy being deleted, like I said, but they are trying to retaliate. They're actually trying to dish out some damage, and look at that. Alice might actually, oh, he got a double kill. This can be a triple kill. Long, long by very low in HP, but oh, he manages to escape. No, he didn't. Well, finally, Sandriel very low in HP, and he's chasing him down, but he will probably escape this time. But no, shut down. Double kill by Witch in the bottom lane as well. Now this can be a comeback. This can be a pretty comeback, Humana. Don't you think so? This can be the power spike that they actually needed to find their way back into the game.
I do agree. I mean, as the game starts to progress and go on to the late game, Team IGN have really strong picks coming in from them. The Alice, we did see the double kill and the shutdown going in. Oh, wait a minute.
In the top one, there's a massacre going on. There's ejector coming on Witch, and Witch is trying to escape as of now. He uses a glorious pottery, but killing spree by Aaron. This Alice is on fire. Looks like this could be a comeback. Okay, the killing
I
spree in
do
the bottom lane as
agree.
well. Ooh, that's another
I
kill.
do agree.
Yep,
I
yep.
do agree. I mean, the late game spike and the itemization spikes are going to work into their favor because they have the sustain, they have the late game damage coming in as well. Loom Loom not looking in a good position right there, Jen.
Well, tempo is shit that IGN is no joke after all. I mean, they were just testing in the early game a little bit. Okay, and now we're gonna change. All right. Again, Kimmy in the middle lane. They are waiting for you, Kimmy, my dear. King's calling, and Kimmy has been deleted in just no time. That was like a chain of CC. The King's calling, and then a hook, and then the ejector, and this ulti, and he was deleted. That was too much for him. He didn't even get a second to breathe. I suppose.
I do agree, and this could result in a very free lot coming in for Team LCF right there. I mean, the mistake that happened. Oh,
Yeah, and the
yeah,
Lord
like I
has
said,
been taken
one
down.
mistake. I do agree.
Yep, the Lord has been taken out pretty easily. That was uncontested. Well, they do have the resources. Again, this Lord is just the first Lord. It's probably gonna get defended, but then it's gonna hurt. They needed to at least have a fight for that Lord, but well, never mind. We still have hope. It's 17-6 as of now. Let's have a look pretty quick in the items. What say you, Mena?
I do agree, and I would also like to point out at the fact that they did try to get the shutdowns. They had an upper hand onto the mid lane. I mean, the ejector was missed out. That was a slight misplay coming in from LCF to extend that team fight right there. But unfortunately, Kiming getting caught off in a really bad position right there just gave them the turtle. And this doesn't look good right
Doesn't look
now.
good at all. Finally, Respax has got an auto kill. Okay, you're not giving up. I love is trying to look for an ejector, but I guess you don't want to extend it so far as of now. The Lord still marching in the bottom lane. The mid lane turret has been destroyed. Respect trying to come in through some shadows in, but that's not gonna work out again. And he just trying to push that. Oh, sorry, defend that bottom lane inhibitor. Meanwhile, LCF, they're not trying to push really hard. They're not trying to pressurize. They're waiting for them to come out, and they don't want to make any mistakes because after all, it's IGN. They are no joke. You don't want to take them lightly, even though you did have a really good start in the early game.
I do agree. They need to wait for the late game spike. I think they are aware of that fact. They are trying to get which farmed up. They are trying to get Aaron farmed up. They do know the kind of sustain that is going to come in from them. One single ult from Kimi, one good CC from Kimi, it could, turn down the whole game for them because you still have the Alice as a security. Meanwhile, the diversion being used, this could be a gank onto their blue buff, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Team LCF need to keep the snowball into their hands because giving out those shutdowns and bounties will not look good for them later on to the game because you do need to be really careful of the Witch and Alice. And despite Respect being on 1-6, if he manages to get his itemizations as well, which I am currently seeing, he does has his Hunter Strike and his Sky Piercer on. I mean, it will hurt. It will hurt.
Yep. Well, you know that was 5 versus 5 in the blue buff, and yet they didn't want to take a fight over there. They avoided. They're playing really passive IGN as of now. And looking at the map as of right now, it's blue everywhere. Have a look at the positioning of Sandra. Have a look at the positioning of Lon Lomai, and they are just waiting for a fight. While Kimi in the bush, I suppose he does have the vision. Well, Kimi might get in trouble. King's Calling being used up, and King look at the damage being dealt by Nolan over there. Kimi deleted. Diversion has been used up, but look at that. King's Calling being already expanded. Hands
Ooh,
a mega kill by Witch, and he goes for more by Shadow Kill being used up. Long Long by double kill, and they're gonna escape as of now. They are done. Again, everybody is not giving up. He just came in with the glorious body which is going straight in for back, but the very low amount of HP and he manages to escape. Wow, that's a lot that just happened. But at the cost of the Lord.
I do agree. I mean, I did mention that the high loss, despite the changes that he received, is still pretty tanky. He can soak up those damage. Look at the diversion. They are just not letting Respect live. I mean, they are playing it really smart. They know who to choke down, and they are doing that. They are not letting them have that. Yeah, they did make a mistake in the middle, but now I think they are trying to make up for it. Meanwhile, Team IGN right now, I think it could be a little bit difficult for them to um hold on right now because it's the second tier lord, and they are going to lose their inhibitors if they do not manage to clear those lanes properly. Meanwhile, I think they should try to get one pick off, or maybe a double pick off, if they can. But right now it just looks really difficult for them, considering the kind of gangs that are coming in, regardless of the goal difference as of now.
Yeah, the goal difference is pretty high. And well, they won the early game so bad. Just imagine your jungler is on 0-3-0 while the opponent jungle is on a mega kill. He had 4 kills and he's undefeated so far. He's got only one death. It's gonna hurt. That kind of early game is what you need in a showdown match, in a tournament match, in a team against IGN. If you have that kind of early game, is when you know you have the chances of winning. And LCF is no joke, like I told you. They have Peter, the guy with international experience as well. They have Lom Lom Mai. He's a top assassin player. So both the teams are really good. And also LCF has been constantly playing while IGN not much. And I guess whatever happened in the early game is gonna be a wake up call for IGN. They don't want to repeat that. They want to be more careful. They want to help out their hyper. They want to make sure that our hyper doesn't die in the early game and we help him level up and not get off position as well.
I do agree. I mean, that's really important coming in because LCF has that kind of gameplay that chokes down either your jungler or the mid laner. We did see the choke down coming on Respect right here. He was not able to do anything. And I think that is the only way you can shut down a Hayabusa from getting that snowball, because once he is able to get the snowball, it would have been over for both the Mincy, despite his King's calling, and Peter right here. I mean, they were smart with their decisions coming in, and they managed to get that early snowball onto their side, which got that early farm for Lom Lom. And despite the mistakes coming in from team IGN, we do know that Lom Lom has been a top and still is a top assassin player, in my opinion, and it is showing right now. I mean, he does know where to go. He is patient with his combos. He knows like what to do. And what is this that we are looking at, Jenny? Team LCF being pushed down onto their base.
Again, I mean, the game paused for a moment, like barely 2 minutes. We couldn't see something, and this is what are we looking at? The map is under the control of IGN. They actually made a comeback. What is going on? Is this a bug? Because even the kills aren't showing. It's just a goal difference that I can see. Again, oh, that's another kill. That's a kill been taken in the bottom lane. Again, they're going straight in shadow kill by Respect, but no kill being secured. The Lord is up here. What on earth just happened?
I mean, they are going to contest this lot. Given that Respect has already used up his shadow kill, I mean, this can be an opportunity for team LCF to get this objective onto their side. They are still lacking that top inhibitor, the diversion being used to distract them, Jenny.
Yep, and the glorious butter been used up as well. Aaron might be in trouble, but he's trying to soak a lot while being chased down. Omega kill! That is actually slaying, which in danger, but he might be able to actually take one kill down. But look at that positioning. Error will be taken down by Respect as well. Double kill by Respect. Again, that's one man standing. Samuel used up his King's Calling. Will he be able to take him down? And no, killing spree, but shut down again by Respect, and that's gonna be a Lord. Uncontested. What a comeback. IGN is no joke. The reputation is no joke. Well, Yumena, that was unbelievable. What just happened when we got that post?
Man, that was a really unfortunate diversion coming in from Louis right there. It was very apparent that the team members have been waiting in the bush that she used the diversion on. Yeah, I do agree you have the item spike. I do agree you have the goal, but you cannot underestimate the late game potential coming in from team IGN, especially Respect. Put respect on his name, Jenny. I mean, yeah, he did use up his shadow kill, but they were patient. They were waiting for the opening. I mean, that is the kind of gameplay that we all like seeing. We like the patience. We like when the team are waiting for an opening. They made a mistake, they capitalized on it, and now we are seeing the Lord marching down straight from the mid lane onto the base of LCF, despite the early advantage that they had.
Yep. Well, this Lord shouldn't be defended easy. Also, the fact that Aaron is actually really tanky as he just dives in and he's undefeated. Well, the Lord is in the mid lane. Will they be able to defend this Lord? If not, they're actually gonna at least take down the inhibitor. They are not trying to pressurize a lot because they don't want to make any mistake. Given the fact, oh, that's an ejector coming in by Kimi, but he used a flicker to go back, and King's Calling been used up. They got stuck in there. The shadow kill by Respect, but he shouldn't have jumped in over that King's Calling. Why would he do that? Again, they're gonna be deleted. Ejector one after another has been slain. Lom Lomai, okay, they are still standing and they're gonna defend the Lord pretty well. Again, look at that, Alice, look at that spell them. He just refuses to be get deleted on an ejector. Another ejector! Error taken down Aaron finally. And well, Error is down as well. But the Lord will be defended, guys. What are we seeing? Respect just jumped into King's
Oh,
Calling.
that sustain coming in from Alice was quiet and image to watch, Jenny. I mean, who is Peter struggling to dish out those yin yang overturns onto him? The ejector being used, all the skills being used onto Aaron right there, refusing to go down, Jenny. I mean, I the late game spike. I mean, that is what we are talking about. You do not want to let that Alice live, especially with that winter crown. She's just going to freeze on your face and regen her health back up. There is no one to stop her. You are lacking some kind of CC. Yeah, sure, you do have the King's Calling. Yeah, sure, you do have the yin yangs coming in from Peter, but other than that, what are you going to do? How are you going to deal with an Alice? It took five of the members and she still managed to take three of them down with her. And the more it starts going on to the late game, and the more team IGN starts to capitalize on that resource coming in from their team, I think it looks very difficult for LCF unless they manage to land a really amazing diversion, which team IGN does not expect. This looks a little bit difficult for team LCF as of now.
Yeah, that was a pretty good comeback. That was honestly unexpected. But then, Alice is cooking. Armin is cooking. This guy with that amount of spell vamp, with the way he dives in. You know what? I still want to make that clip over a Respect jumping onto the King's Calling. Again, they have positioned themselves around the Lord. Okay, look at that. A diversion being used up right into the blue buff of Respect. The Lord has been started. They are probably poking, but Respect going straight in for Error. Will Error be going down? No, the ejector's coming in. And whoa, Respect, a glorious pathway being expanded as well. Kimi might be in trouble, but Witch, as well as Aaron cooking in the mid lane. Okay, they have taken down. Wow, Sandral is on already. They do have chances to get the Lord, given the fact that they are 4v5 now. Oh, Lom Lom Hai might be in trouble, and there you go. Lom Lom down is. Oh, Lom Lom Hai is down as well. Respect is very low in HP. He doesn't want to make any mistake. He does have the immortality. Immortality been expanded. Love Cakes is going to back off, but the ejector coming in. Respect has gone down. I Love Cakes will be punished for very wrong timing. There is no one to defend. Well, the minions are coming in. They don't need a lord, and this is gonna be a pretty good comeback victory by IGN. And the first round has been taken down. Wow, Yumena. I still don't understand what happened in that 2 minutes break that we couldn't see the game.
Man, oh man, even I want to know what happened in that 2 minute game, because I am shocked. The moment we came back, Team LCF was pushed down onto their turret. And talking about that lot dance that happened right there, sure, you did use the diversion and send Sandriel onto the blue buff, but I think that was not a good decision coming in, because Team IGN knew who to mark down. Sandriel being a menace with that King's Calling and the kind of damage that he was dishing out, really nasty. They marked him on the correct opportunity and they straight jumped onto who is Peter. Both the team members very crucial for team LCF that were disrupting team IGN from even moving forward. And once those two were gone, Jenny, they just marched down onto their base. I mean, they had nothing to fear about, because all of their members were still on the table, they were still on the map. And I think, yes, that was very unfortunate at the end right there.
We've known LCF to be the ones abusing the meta, and right now Alice isn't meta. And Aaron, the moment he started soaking up all the damage. The moment he got all his items, and that is, I guess, probably when the game changed. The spell them, insane amount of spell them by Aaron, soaking up all the damage. Look at the damage taken by Aaron over here. Given the fact that they have Sandriel, they have Error to be the front line. Even after that, Aaron on that Alice, he took so much damage. He soaked up everything, paving the way for the rest of the team to dish out the damage. Well, that was a great play. I think the MVP really well deserved MVP here. Again, diversion has been used up as well as glorious pathway, by which a lot of times did end up helping up them up in the gangs as well. But have to say his positioning in the matches, even in that bottom lane, I don't know if you remember, but I was like, okay, which is going down, but in the end, he didn't. Have to say, IGN, Sarah, you asked me, is this gonna be a synergy versus a reputation or something like that? Well, IGN did the job, and they did it pretty well.
Definitely. And that pause, that 2 minute pause, I completely don't understand what actually happened in the map. But my goodness, IGN did so well with that comeback. Alice got her power spike after the Holy Crystal and the Winter Crown. Those plays going back towards the back line, just dishing out the damage. Mensatar, he had all the damage he needed with that Trinity build. But Alice is just something who cannot be melted. She goes in with her ult, she presses the winter crown. She's just going to stand there and dish out so much damage that even a Mincetar and Louis would get melted out right out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think that Hylos pick, that didn't really work out for them, would say, because he was, given the fact that he was going EXP, I thought they were thinking that in the late game, if needed, they're gonna have be the frontliner. Hylos is gonna be the frontliner, and the Sand really just gonna pop his King's Calling up, and they're gonna take down all the kills while Jawhead is gonna do this eject thing. Well, he actually did. If you notice, during the time when they were defending the Lord, ejector one after another. He's the reason why they could actually defend the Lord, and I'm gonna clip it up. I'm gonna clip it and post it as a reel. Defend your
Definitely.
base. Defend your base. Sorry, defend your girlfriend like this Jawhead defends his base.
Yes, oh my goodness. He was gonna just eject out those minions thinking
Mm,
that, yeah, we might survive this match, but unfortunately that did not happen. The
mm,
early game though, LCF, beautiful rotations with that
beautiful.
diversion plays, and oh my god, they were dominating so well. Just after that pause, IGN had their power spike, and even Respect, he usually plays the goal lane in the recent IGN lineups, which we have seen in past tournaments. So, getting used to that jungle role, the muscle memory on the Hayabusa which he needed,
Mhm.
it came back after a while of using him, right? That's what gave IGN the upper hand, and they came out on top in this game with those comebacks.
Yep. You know what happened in the 2 minutes gap? I guess that'll remain in history. But all we saw today is
I
a
agree.
very dominating early game and a very dominating late game by both the teams. LCF, they
Fact
literally
that
ruled the early, while IGN ruled the late game.
Yes. Yumena, you
I
were going to
mean,
say something?
the fact that team IGN was showing patience, I think that comes with experience. So to answer your question, Sarah, I think experience definitely did win them the first match because yeah, sure they were under pressure, and I think it was kind of obvious because we do know that LCF has been playing for quite a long time. They are really smooth and they are used to those rotations. They are used to that gameplay. They're used to the meta and they do know how to shut what kind of picks the kind of picks that are going to come in from team IGN from the opponent themselves. But then again, you do have to learn patience. We did see team LCF losing that patience despite having the
Yes.
gold lead, whereas IGN was patient with it. They knew what to do despite getting shut down. They were waiting for the opening. Team LCF did not wait for the opening. They were rushing onto the last lot. They just wanted to get the game over with. I think that was their biggest mistake coming in, and team IGN just capitalized on it. They marked the two damage dealers, they marked the jungler, and then it was just the crystal for them at the end.
And well, they
Yes.
had to rush, I guess, because their lineup is as such that they only have early game potential. they needed to rush. They were under pressure to end it as soon as it is possible. And I guess that is where IGN took the advantage and came up with the boom spell ban. Now you watch what's happening. Anyways, I guess we should take a break, Summer.
Yes, and everyone do download MOBA Legends, participate in the anniversary events, and don't forget to register in the Northeast Cup. Registrations are open till 30th of September. We were your hosts and casters. We'll be right back with the second game.
Oh, guys, well, that was really amazing. First match, I should say we went through a roller coaster of emotions looking at the game. Early game, mid game, late game, there was spice throughout the game. Again, make some noise for the Daisy girls. Sarah and Yumena back in the desk with me. Okay, guys, before we talk about anything else, I want you guys to install Mobile Legends 5 versus 5 and register for the upcoming tournament Northeast Cup, which is gonna be a LAN tournament in Guwahati. Yep, register ASAP, show your skills, and again, let's move on to the first match and let's see what happened. Okay, Sarah, we know that Kimmy came from ET to IGN. Now the question that's been roaring everywhere, is that a step up or a step down?
That's a controversial question you've asked me because see, I'm friends with both Kimmy and ET's current Roma, and they definitely have some beef going on between them. I'm not gonna mention it, but then
Yep.
again, it's like for now at least. LCF and ABM, they are Mumbai's top squads. ET and IGN, they are Bengal's top squads. And these four are now going to have a very permanent rivalry. And about Kimi coming up from ET to IGN, that's definitely a boost to his reputation, at least because, hey, IGN is an old squad. They definitely know the game, they have the reputation, they are well known as well. So, considering all that, at least for now, Kimi, hmm, at least it's upgrade for him. As for the side of Team Eliminators, though, everything aside, Eliminators has been performing extremely well as well. So it's nothing of a letdown for them.
So basically for you it's a step up.
Yes, at least for
Okay,
Kimi it is.
what about you, man? What about you, man? Do you still call it a step up or a step down?
I think it could be a
Mhm,
step up in terms of if you consider the new game knowledge that he has, he
mhm,
will be able to rely them to the players who are definitely coming back onto the game right now. If I would have to call it a step down, that would be because they are not synergized as well as Kimi, the kind of synergy that we saw he had with his players ET. We were not able to see that coming in for Team IGN as of now in this match. So, in my opinion, I think it is a step down. You can quote me on it, but they could have done a bit better, in my opinion, if they had a well synergized player in their team instead of Kimi right now here.
Okay,
He
so
was
according to
really
Sarah,
good in ET back
okay,
there.
my bad. Right. So according to Sarah, it's a step up, but according to Yumena, it's a step down. Well, yesterday's match, they actually lost. They actually lost, and they lost clean sweep. So, given the fact that without Kimi they are losing so bad, is it a step down for ET then? Because Kimi just came over to IGN, and they performed really well. So, for me, I think that's a step up as well. What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Let me talk to you, Mena, since she's the one who disagree with the fact that
Yes.
Kimi actually went up for a step up.
Well, in terms of the game knowledge, sure, he is a step up. Yeah, I absolutely agree with
Mm.
that. But then it also falls down onto the hands of how well you know the players, how well they know each other, and how comfortable they are playing with each other. I mean, we did see a little bit of struggle in game one coming in from both the roam positions because the roaming coming in from Team LCF with Isle of Cakes on that Jawhead and Peter, the synergy coming in from both of them was actually really smooth to see. Meanwhile, there were some kind of disruptions coming in from Kimi and Witch right there, but they did manage to get that back up. So, in that terms, yeah, I did see a bit of a step down. But once they do give each other some time, I think it's going to turn out definitely great for both of them.
Yep. Well, we will see. We will see. I think all the teams are playing really well. Again, going back to the first game, we saw that in the early game, something that I just happened in my mind. Lomo Mai was on 4 kills. He was on mega kill. While we had respect on 0-3-0. Well, what do you think? Why do you think that happened? What's your take on it, Sarah?
Yes. matter of experience difference in the current meta because Respect was just getting his hands set. But I think the match has already begun for us, so we will be moving towards the ban phase right now. And as we can see, Team IGN is on the blue side this time, followed by Team LCF on the red. Currently, Vivich is going to be banning that. His first ban is going to be coming up in just 15 seconds. Yumena, judging from the first game, what do you think their probable bans could be in this game?
I mean, going ahead and banning of that Luoi. I mean, she
The
was a
Immortal One
menace
chose me to
right there in
vanquish
the
the
previous
shadows that
game.
plague
And
this
I
world.
think you should be banning that. Consider it a respect ban or a priority ban because you do not want to leave that kind of diversions to be a menace to you
Who
onto
said
the
there are
team.
no shortcuts in
Meanwhile, we
life?
do see
I
standard
literally
bans from
invented
both of
one.
them that they did ban out the last game. I mean, both the teams are not trying to give away their strategies as of now. But yeah, definitely the Luoi or maybe even the Nolan because he was kind of difficult to deal with early to mid game. So I think that could be a pretty viable ban, or you could just go in with those
Hope will
heavy,
find a
uh,
way, even when
tanky
all
bans
is
like
forlorn.
Phobius. Surely the Vixana as well, Sarah, in this matter.
Yes, that would be a pretty decent choice. But look at IGN now. They know exactly which heroes Peter is good at and how Team LCF uses Peter to revolve
Still
their draft.
waters run
They
deep.
banned out on
Your
that
team
Vexana, which
is
is one of
banning.
Peter's very signature heroes. And from the side of Team LCF, though, they banned out on the Ling. Now, I personally have not seen Respect play out the Ling, but as far as his reputation goes, his assassins are absolutely top notch. So I do think that's a smart ban again. Kimmy here, he would be banning out that third hero. Possibly a Jokshin, or since Peter does not play that hero as much, they could be targeting the EXP or the marksman as well. Probably the Mensitar, because we saw how good Samuel was with that King's Calling in the previous games. On the other side, Team LCF could be going ahead with a standard probable EXP ban, the Terizla or the Edith, because then again, Aaron's hero pool and Auntie's hero pool is
Your team
absolutely
is
vast.
banning.
It's pretty difficult to counter them, but oh, it's the high loss ban coming in from the side of IGN.
The Hylos ban that I was expecting because we did see the kind of soaking up he was doing last game. I mean, he was 1v3ing basically on the top lane before the Lord was spawning Sarah. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty respectful ban coming in from Team IGN right now. Meanwhile, they are still going to leave the Hayabusa open.
The
Looks like
hunt
it. I am not
begins.
really sure. We'll just have to
Your
wait and
team
see. But
is picking.
they are going to go and leave that Hayabusa open. Maybe Team LCF is way confident on
I
how
am
to
not the only
deal with a
one bound
Hayabusa.
Your
by these
team is
They are
picking.
chains.
going to go and give the Fovius away as of now. But I have to say that you still have the Nolan open as well. You still do have the Louis if you want to go ahead and lock that in. We also know how scary Peter is with that Sicilian. Maybe we could see a Sicilian pick coming in. But man, Sarah, I really hope we could see Anti play that Yu Zhong once again for us.
Yes, good old days, right? Anti-Mage and his Yuzhong in the Snapdragon lineup. Oh
I am
my,
the priestess
I
of
am not
primal
going to
lightning,
reminisce on that
the
now. But
hunter of
look at
all the evil
LCF, that
gods.
insta-lock on the Valentina and the Aiden. Not surprising, I would say. They're gonna disable Kimmy and not let him pick up that Edith, and instead Pine is going to go ahead with that Edith pick in the roam, and Valentina once again a pretty strong pick. They're literally reverse drafting right now, wouldn't you say?
I will protect you.
Yes, but on the side of IGN, though, we can see some other counters coming in as well. The Lolita and the Aurora. Lolita's Neomenon Plus would be coming in handy against the Edith when she uses up her Primal Wrath, but then again, Lolita was nerfed out pretty well. She does work in the certain lineups, but then again, a nerfed hero versus two very strong heroes, and now we can see that she is going to be on the revitalized spell, which means that she is going to be even squishier with the flask of Oasis and blood being spilled. Aurora, she can use up her ultimate to
Your
freeze
team
them
is
completely,
banning.
and Lom Lom here is actually going in for the X-Borg jungle. Pretty smart of a choice, but then again, the Aurora and the Phobius exist to melt down his Firaga armor. So
My
we would
kiss
have to see
grants you
how this
Your team
actually
is
immortality
works
banning.
out for the
or
side of
death.
Team LCF. They definitely
Power is
respect
on the
band
way.
that
Your
Alice.
team
Yes,
is
Yumena.
banning.
I do agree. I mean, she was kind of a menace to deal with
Sir,
earlier on to the
what's your
game. We did
command?
see the
Your
kind of
team is banning.
harassment we saw a late game. Meanwhile, the Fanny ban coming in as a respect for respect. We do know that he is pretty dangerous once he is freely rotating with those cables on the Fanny. I
May
mean,
the blood of
that's
my
a really
enemies
smart ban
flow
Your
from
coming
my
in.
team
Meanwhile,
is
the
spear.
San real respect ban coming in from Team IGN right now. I mean, both the teams trying to choke each other out of those picks that they are comfortable in. Meanwhile, I do agree with your point that Kimi in this situation is going to be a bit squishy with that flask of Oasis, but I think they are looking at a strategy where anti is going to be a front line, and even if Kimi gets caught in a really difficult situation, you have which with that frosty wind with the frigid glaciers to stop their front line, to CC their front line. But a very smart counter answer coming in from Peter. I mean, once you do have that kind of CC on your team, it's very difficult along with the primal wrath. I mean, I'm just trying to imagine the
I
combos
am
right now in my head. The
victory
primal wrath, the
confident.
copied frigid glacier, the lasting insanity. Sarah, I think it looks pretty strong from LCF, but I will have to give the drafts coming in from Team IGN looking very strong. Meanwhile, Aaron hovering over the 1-1, I think
I
this is the
am
first time if
more
he
than a
manages to lock it
weapon
in,
for
Power is
which
on the
he
you.
does.
way.
We will be seeing him on a 1-1 against a Moscow coming in. And what do you have to say about the Julian pick after the recent changes that he received?
Bit of picks coming in from the side of IG in the 1-1 and the Julian. 1-1 hasn't been seen in the competitive scene in India at least for a few good months. And Aaron, he definitely picked that up to give us a show, I would say. Julian, though, he would be pretty decent if he manages to camp up and use up his enhanced third skill against the Xborg and melts down his Firaga armor. Error here, he would have to pick up such an EXP, preferably the Terizla, who can like tank out the damage being dished out by
I'm
all of them.
bound by
And
nothing, be
that,
it family or
oh, but
destiny.
the Gushen, I do believe that's a mispick. And he seems to be AFK because no spell is showing on his side as well. Would there be an actual redraft or would Team LCF continue with this in Vena?
Well, I most definitely hope that that's not an AFK pick because I have seen error onto that Gushin, but looks like they'll be swapping positions. But I have seen Gushin gameplays coming in from the side of Team LCF, but maybe it could be an AFK pick because they are onto retributions. I am not really sure about that one, viewers, but I think we'll have to wait and see what is going on. Meanwhile, really strong draft coming in from IGN this time. Sarah, I
Welcome
mean, I
to
have to
MOBA.
give it to them for the draft that they managed to bring out.
Yes,
5
and as we were
seconds
talking
and then
about it,
enters
it
the
is
battle.
going to be a redraft as Team LCF has already pressed out that surrender, and we will be right back into the
Victory!
match after a redraft of these teams.
Until the day I die.
The welcome back. We are back into the draft once again with IGN and LCF. They're gonna have to speed run this draft, and only the last Gushan pick would be changed out from the side of LCF. The rest of the picks they would remain exactly the same. And luckily, IGN and LCF they are smart enough to know that they need to speed up this draft. Yumena, what do you have to say? What could possibly be their last pick?
To me, fun is all that matters. I will protect you.
Well, considering the draft that was coming in from Team LCF, I think they could have gone in for another EXP laner, which they
Do
were
you want
missing,
to
or
make friends with
maybe
Nana?
a potential, I don't know, a different jungler. Because if you're going to put Loam on jungle, which he has been playing, you are going to go and pick ahead that EXP lane. So I think they can go in with a Yuzhong. The Terizla is still open for them. I mean, Sarah, they still have a lot of options. We also have seen how strong Lapu or Khalid can be. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. The Ruby is still open, in my opinion, as well.
Love the smell of gunpowder in the morning.
Yes, and as you were mentioning, oh, but look at that switch up. They switched up that Edith from the Rome to the
Ooh,
EC. They picked up a Franco in the goal lane. Sorry, the Rome instead. That was a funny switch up, I would say, because the amount of crowd control from the side of IGN against a Franco, we're gonna have to see how that works out for them.
I do agree. I mean, if Respects manages to get that early snowball and the damage coming in, he can take a clean swipe on Peter as well as Sandriel right here. Yeah, he does have some kind of nerfs coming in on his first enhanced, but he is still dangerous. You have the kind of coming in. Also, Won is quite interesting given the battle spell coming in. She is on that inspire. I mean, she has to play safe. Aaron needs to maintain that distance and farm up his lane. We'll just have to see what both the teams have going on. I mean, it will just depend on who manages to get the early advantage. I love Cakes just going ahead and hooking the blue buff. I mean, Sarah, it just looks pretty standard as of now.
Yes, as you were saying that it's a pretty like yeah, both of those roamers are going to do their job of poking out the enemy, and Lalita just gonna bonk out her enemies, and Franco is gonna hook them up. He's a professional, you know what they say. And look at Edith. She is also going to be poking out Auntie, but Auntie in the early phase she is going to have the faster, like what to say, the better damage in the early game. And then again, Team IGN would have to rotate faster than Team LCA. But look at Franco, he's already so low, he's going to have to back up. Xbox, he does have the better jungle speed as compared to Julian because until and unless Julian gets his level 3, there is no enhanced S1, which means he can't deal enough damage to the creeps. So Team IGN would have to make sure that the rest of their teammates have the better rotation, which is what they're doing right now. Because LCF, their mid lane is already poked out a lot and they would have to recall right back before taking any kind of engage.
I do agree with you, and we are seeing a lot of poke damage falling onto Peter right here. And I think you are right about the respect because he does come online once he is level 3. He can have those early rotations, he can be really fast with his gank and farm as well because he does not need to wait for him to be level 4 before ganking onto the goal lane, which is kind of advantageous. But the kind of gameplay that comes in from Team LCF, we do know how they are good at choking down the jungler. So we'll just have to wait and see because Lom on that Xborg, he is going to have that sustained spike coming in from mid to late game. Meanwhile, we are seeing a early turtle contest happening right now, Sarah.
Yes, and look at that. Look at Respect. He's going in for that, but he managed to secure the red tree. The lasting insanity was melted out in no second. That Firaka armor perfectly gone away. Kimi going a bit too far in the lineup. And who is Peter using up the Lois? Sorry, the Lolita Neoman on blast. But look at that. They are going on for all the battle. The primer are being used up, and Lomlo Mime has been killed off. Anti gets the kill on towards Peter, and Era just using up his basic attacks, trying to get a kill on towards Kimi. But Kimi with that escape, Franco hooking Vivage under the turret, and the passive would be there to save him, to save that day.
And that is a really smart pick coming in from Witch and Team IGN right there. I mean, sure, you have the Valentina on your side, but the kind of, crowd control she has on her Frosty Winds as well as Frigid Glacier, maintaining that range as well. But it doesn't look good for I Love Cakes. He will be falling down onto the hands of 1-1. But like I'm saying, they do have that early advantage, Sarah, onto their game. Meanwhile, Peter has to get close towards the enemy if he wants to land out those burst damage from his S1 and S2. Oh, Sarah, that doesn't look good for Anti right
Look
there.
at that, the Phobius using up his ultimate, trying to discharge so damage. He's 1v2ing right now against that Xbog and Era. His Piranga armor, it got bursted out of nowhere. And look at Kimmy, he seems to be actually lagging this game because last time too we saw him going forward without a break. That only happens when he's playing on high MS. And look at that, the hook coming in from Franco, but the Revitalize being there to save him, and the Frigid Glacier connecting onto was two of them. What a beautiful play coming in. Primal wrapping used up, but not enough to save Error's life. He is going to go down in that team fight, but the fight isn't over. Anti is relentless. He's not going to let Som take up his buff. Respect is that using up the retribution and the enhanced knockup. Respect secures the kill on towards Som.
Really beautiful team rotation coming in, Sarah. I must give it to both Kimmy and Witch right there. I mean, yeah, he did get caught in a really sticky position, but they did know that Anti was onto two people. They communicated their synergies really well. They knew where to be and they just took advantage of that situation. Two people low, free day for Julian, and really nice Frigid Glacier. I mean, that is the kind of advantage that I was talking about, because the cooldown on her skills compared to Peter right here, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for Peter to come online on that Valentina as of now.
Yes, does need that glowing wand, and look at Team IG, and they beautifully predicted the rotation that was going to be coming out from the side of Team LCF and rotated towards the goal lane just in time. And Kimmy used up his shield at such a perfect time. But look at that, the great Iron Hook and the ultimate being used up on towards Kimmy, but the revitalize enough to save his life. Anti there for that beautiful rotation. They're gonna do a 5-man rotation towards the goal lane, take down the tier 1, and also manage to secure a kill on towards Peter's Gadian not looking so good in this game. Team LCF seems to be struggling from the early phase itself.
I agree. They are giving Team LCF the taste of their own medicine, Sarah. I mean, they are mirroring the kind of rotations and the gameplay that Team LCF was showing them, but this does not look good at all. They lost two towers in 6 minutes, Sarah. I mean, that is really important when it comes for your team. It just opens up the whole map for you. You are pushed down onto your base. You need those towers in your favor. You need that goal. I think Team LCF is getting under pressure. I mean, especially after how the last match went, they are being a little bit more careful playing their cards as of now. And Kimi, after that last match, I think he is trying to show why he is the best. I mean, one of the best Zoomers right now, Sarah.
Yes, look at that. 1-1 trying to use that crossbow of tank to gain some stacks on towards Era. She did manage to get one of them, but then again, look at Julian's positioning. He's willing to cast them off, and look at the Firanga ammo being bursted right away. But Phobius, with that ultimate, managed to secure the kill on towards Home once again. That revitalizes, and the flask of Oasis saving everyone's life. Sanriel securing the kill on towards Andy. That's probably one of the two kills secured by Team LCF up to 7 minutes. Team IGN is showing how beautifully they are synced this game because they are completely back in the match, and as well as having the Bengal server in their favor. This is who Team IGN is.
I do agree, and Julian already picked up on his feathers item, and that is going to be really deadly coming in for Team LCF, because how are you going to deal with him? He has his second enhance to escape. He can dive in, he can dive back out. Only 5 seconds cooldown on his skill sets, and I think they have to wait for their late game spike. You have the Moscow, you have the Xborg, you also have the Edith. I mean, that is a really nice team comp, to come back online onto the game. But I think patience is virtue here for Team LCF right now. They need to look for an opening just like Team IGN did last game, Sarah, and that could work in their favor considering you do have that burst on your side as well, Sarah.
Can we look on towards two people under the turret and he tanked up all those turret hits. Era being caught out in the middle of four people, that primal wrath was just not enough to save his life. The spear of misery did connect and was enough to take down that last minion standing there, which saves their tier 2 at least this time. But oh, that engage from the side of IGN was so well planned.
I do agree. The team communication is coming on really beautifully. I think we can see. Ooh, Sarah, that
The
is not so good.
Glacia from Aurora. Oh my god, and one using up her ultimate, those weaknesses, and she managed to take down the error as well. And well, those are three kills for the side of Team IGN. That flicker Vivid Glacier play coming in from the side of Vivid. What a play, I would say. And that one managed to open up her ultimate, so it was just the cherry on top in that team fight.
Under 9 minutes, almost all of their tower is gone. I mean, this is the kind of gameplay that we wanted to see coming from IGN early on to the game, especially from the last match. I mean, they are showing LCF that even they can abuse the meta if they have that on their hands. I mean, they are not holding off with this game right now. Which and Kimmy, really nice river control coming both from both of them. It is giving an open window for all of their team members to have a really smooth gameplay. Free Lord for respect right here, and another tier 2 tower on the bottom lane is going to go down onto their favor. I mean, this lord could cause them their inhibitors as well. If team LCF crushes under the pressure, they need to be a little bit patient. I mean, they can come back, they just need to wait and hold out. But we will have to see, because team LIGN right now is not letting them have that breathing window. They are taking revenge for what happened to them last match, Sarah. I mean, it's pretty evident whatever is going on. One good ultimate from Kimi, and that is all team IGN needs to end this, Crystal.
That Lord is going to be marching up right down the middle, and then the Dominant Blast once again, this time catching one person, that lasting insanity to clear up the Lord. But that was a pretty neutral team fight. They just managed to take down the Tad's blessing. That shield popped away for the mid and the bot lane towers. So which means that team IGN is going to have an easy time as the second enhanced minion wave is passing forward. Look at the blue is beat up the connecting the four from on blast. Moskov dealing out as much damage as he possibly can. It's a chaos on the battlefield. The revitalizing Frigid Glacier coming. Killing spree from the 190, using up his everything to secure some kills. Aaron trying his best, but Aaron, the creator, is on a roll. Triple kill from his side as IGN takes on this match as well.
And that was a one-sided joke coming in, Sarah. Really beautiful to watch. In 10 minutes, managed to sweep the whole land of Dawn onto their favors. Really amazing mid gameplay coming in, from which that we know him for, Sarah. Finally stepping up onto the ladder. They were testing the waters with the last match, but they have not come to joke around onto the second match. This time they did show who they are. I mean, really beautiful gameplays coming in from both the teams. The early rotations, the capitalization on that snowball, everything was on point from Team IGN this match. I mean, all I can say is it was just a one-sided match.
Team IGN, they simply needed that server in their favor. In Mumbai server, I personally know them to be playing on a massive 90 ms, which is a major disadvantage considering a spec was playing on the Hayabusa, and even then IGN managed to make a comeback. But oh my god, this game, they were on fire. Those frigid plays by Vivage, even respect his positioning so good on that Julian, those beautiful enhanced skits just melting down the Firaga armor. And LCF here, they did one mistake. They put Som on a hero he's not so confident with. So, considering that, it was a bit of a misdraft coming in from the side of LCS, which gave Team IGN the main lead.
Well, that was a hell of a match. I mean, the first game LCF at least was outshining in the early game, but then I thought that maybe LCF was gonna try and draft something different, like not get fully dependent in the early game, and they did make some changes. They went for a Moscow. They tried to snatch away Valentina from Wish, but didn't really work out for them. And that Numinous Blast with the combo of the Frigid Glacier every time in almost all the gang, that was a hell of a gang. I mean, almost all the time, every time the Nominal Blast comes in, which follows with the Frigid Glacier. Right. So, what do you think actually went wrong, Sarah, for LCF over here?
Draft, I would say. There was the Aurora, there was the Phoveus, as well as the Lolita, and they still picked up a Franco in the room. I believe a Kufra would have been a better choice, but
Mhm,
Franco, one CC skill and he is going to be useless. You know what I mean, right?
mhm,
Then Song was playing a hero he is not so confident at. His forte is the assassins. He did not get those assassins and not even the Julian. So he had to go ahead with the more non-conventional pick for him at least, which is the Xbox. So there was a difference in his gameplay. He could have picked up the Alpha as well. He is good on that Alpha. But then again, it's LCF. They drafted, but it didn't come out in their favor. And next game again, Mumbai Server is in their favor. So we would have to see if they want to make a comeback.
Well, I think Witch's expertise um, as an international player, with his experience of drafting, are coming in handy, as we can see in both the first game and the second game. Don't you think, Humana?
I do agree. I mean, this time the mid lane rotations. I think I have to give it to the mid lane rotations because it did give respect a free window to farm up, and then later on from mid to late game dish out the damage, the kind of nasty damage that he was dealing. Also, they did pick up the Lolita with the revitalize. I think they were relying on Anti to be the front line, and he did justice with his job. He was there on the team fights to soak up the damage, and Lolita did the job to present those Numenon blast, and which just followed up with those frigid glaciers. I mean, that was it for team LCF right there, because they have a Franco on your team. I mean, unless you are able to land a hook, it's just not going to work for you. And what are you going to do with just an Edith? Even the Xborg, he was losing his Firaga armor way early, even before the team fight was starting. So it was kind of a handicap draft coming in from team LCF in this match as of now, Jenny.
Yep, I totally agree. I mean, look at that. You have an Aurora in front of you. You have a Lolita. You would have known that that combo is gonna hurt, and you don't actually even need a front line when you have a Phobius. It's just gonna keep jumping on you, and they have that Moscow who is actually dependent on his dashing skills, right? So I have to say, IGN actually already won the draft in this match. Again, well, it is IGN after all. They're no joke. In the beginning of the first game, everybody was like, no, their glory is lost. They're not the same anymore. The lineup is different, etc., etc. But wait, hold on. It's not done. They're back. They're still strong. They have wit. This guy's got a lot of potential, a lot of experience. All right. Anyways, we're not going anywhere, guys. The score is 2-0, and this is the best of five. Who knows? You never know. Maybe a reverse sweep. So do not go anywhere. Hold on tight, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Well, hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And before we dive into what happened last game, I would request you guys to download the Mobile Legends from the Google Store and also register for the upcoming LAN event happening in Assam. You don't want to miss the skirmish that is going to happen there. And putting that out of the plate, Sarah, I want to ask you. I mean, the last match, absolutely amazing, absolutely one sided coming in from Team IGN right there. I mean, I would like to ask you what kind of early game strategies should come in from both the teams right now, because we saw how both the games were able to capitalize on that early game strategies in the first match for LCF and in the second match for IGN. Do you think they should still rely on to that mid lane rotations, or they should play more around that goal lane for team for match number 3 right now?
Team CF. Now, their strong point, I would say, is Peter in the mid lane, Sam in the jungle, as well as Tetsuya in the goal lane. So they are going to have to go for that standard rotation. Get the jungler his farm, get him up to level 4, go away towards the goal lane and try to take down the enemy goal laner at least once before the first turtle comes up. But then again, they could go ahead for a completely goal focused rotation, which they had been doing in previous seasons and previous tournaments. Just get your goal laner so fed that no one can touch him, and even if they do, they just die in that attempt, if you know what I mean. And then again, Peter, he should pick up something, a hero, preferably the Luoi, because we saw how strong LCF is on that Luoi pick and just revolving around those diversion plays, going anywhere in the map. But then again, the Valentina pick, it kind of backfired. She did do some very good ultimates. That last four-man ultimate just in the mid inhibitor, I would say a feast to our all eyes. But then again, this game, they have to go ahead for that Louis or even the Sicilian pick. He is very famous for that Sicilian.
I do agree, and I mean, with the recent changes, the buffs coming in for the Sicilian, I think he's going to be really strong. Maybe we could see a Sicilian pick come in this match. I think we'll hope to wait and watch. Jenny, what do you think they should do as draft in the next match? Because we did see new drafts coming in from IG, and do you think they are going to stick with the Aurora and the Lolita comp coming in? Because once you have the Lolita on your team, it basically counters the mages and the MMs coming from Team LCF. So, what do you think? Should they change the composition and play more onto the late game like the first match, or are they looking more comfortable with the kind of composition we saw coming in game 2 for Team IGN?
Okay, so the thing is, they're going for a mixed lineup in both the games.
The hunt
Well, in the
begins.
first game
Your
though, they
team
were
is
completely
banning.
late game. Even Valentina cannot do much in the early game. So they were choking in the early game, and then in the late game, they were like surprised. But in the second game, they had a beautiful draft. They have this Aurora, they had this Julian to start doing damage since they're starting from the early game. And if something goes awry and they're not being able to control the early game, and the game is pushed to the late game, they has that 1-1 as well. And Lolita was there to keep Moscow away, to shield them from the Moscow. So I think that LCR should try and target witches heroes, mid lane heroes like the Aurora, the
Your team is
Valentina. They
banning.
did, but didn't work out this time. The Lilia, because I feel like even though Kimi was doing a really great job as a roamer, the impact of which in both the game was insane. His positioning, his engage, his follow up, he was insane. I think he actually carried. He has the most amount of impact. So I feel like maybe they should try and snatch away his
Your
heroes and
team
try
is
to cut off
banning.
his picks and yeah, not pick Franco.
I definitely do agree with the not picking Franco right there, but I think we will have to wait and watch. But this is the time for the last match. Could be the last match if IGN tries to take the clean sweep right here. But we'll have to wait and watch. And I'll leave you two beautiful ladies to do that for our viewers. So let's jump straight onto the drafting phase.
Yep,
The
let's go.
Immortal One
Well,
chose me to
I hope
vanquish the
that
shadows that
this
plague
won't be
this
a
world.
clean sweep so that we can, watch, we can see a few more matches, we can see more intense battles between the legendary team IGN and LCF, the recent stars, I should say, because they're in every tournament. Again, look what's happening here. Ruby and Phobius is banned. Well, we saw what Phobius has done in the previous game. He was there everywhere. He was the most tankiest one, soaking up all the damage and being the most annoying guy in the team. So very well drafted. Again, very well. I mean, what to say? He deserves a ban, basically. Again, Suyu and Ling has been banned by IGN. Have to say, LCF did get
I am the
scared
priestess of
by that
primal
old
lightning,
phobias from the
the
last
hunter of
match,
all
don't you
the evil
think,
gods.
Sarah?
CF was definitely having a very hard time against that Phobius. And he just showed what his prowess is on those tanky EXP picks. And considering all that, that was just a beautiful draft from the side of IGN, as we have mentioned already. And coming back to the current match, Team IGN, they banned out the Ling, they banned out the Suyo as well as the Chip. Now, for LCF, they have different choices open here. They could go ahead with that Minsatar in the goal lane, or even pick up the Hayabusa, which Som is very good at. He could just log that in and try to carry out the match because he does have the Mumbai server advantage in this game. So LCF, they would have to decide what they actually want to pick up. Peter also has his main mages left open, so it's a very priority decision which has to be taken up by LCF now.
Well, I think it's not always about getting the meta picks, but also about countering what your enemies are picking. And look at that once again, Hylo's first pick, just like in the previous, in the first match, and that has been answered with a Kufra and a Vexana. Which one Vexana, Sarah?
Give me taking any chance. This is the LCF by server. Hard time. I'm just going to lock in on my Cupra and end the match in another 12 minutes. That's what Kimi is thinking right now. Vivek, though, he did lock in on that Vixana, so it is going to be a pretty tough fight because Hylas can go ahead with that glorious pathway and block her off from the team fight. But Aaron, once again, on that Alice, the game changer of the first game. So,
Mm-hmm.
Team IGN once again has access to that Alice.
Yeah. This is wait. That wasn't Kufra. That was Alice. Okay, bad news for Elsia because we saw what Aaron is capable of with that Alice. And in the early game, not as much, but starting from the mid game as well, we saw how devastating he was in the game in the gangs because he was so tanky and that amount of spells like you go and keep
Time to get
hitting
to the
on him
birthday
and he
show
just
for
you
some
know
fun.
comes back every time with insane amount of spell them and surprise. Again, Lilia. I actually thought that Witch was gonna
Gaze
prioritize Lilia,
upon the
but it's
edge of the
actually
void.
Peter this time and Lom Lom Mai once again on that Amon. Well, it looks like the first game picks up being repeated this time. Hylos and Lom Lom Mai. Again, Aaron on that Alice. They're not trying to make many changes this time, but I think they're trying to get the heroes that they're really comfortable with.
Someone who's pretty close to me once told me that if you want to counter LCF, ban out Peter's hero pool.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, this is IGN. They are not going to focus on Peter alone and actually ban out Som's hero pool and Chip from the roam, which is actually pretty standard. Anti here, though, he is going to be hovering over that Khalid, probably picking it up. He could also go ahead with any other tacky EXP laner here, which can melt the high loss. But Khalid is a smart choice because looking at the draft of LCF, there's only one stun so far, which is coming out from the high loss. So Khalid here is standard decent choice. He can melt off and his sand ultimate with that flicker play would be a game changer in the team fights.
As a raging
Always on the way.
sandstorm on the marksman or the maze or even a lone wolf can actually change the game. Again, he's also going to provide a decent front line, I should say, to Witch as well. Aaron is also there to do the job.
I
Again,
am
Lydia
vengeance
actually will
incarnate.
be annoying for the team. But then, Khalid and they just gonna stand there and soak it and keep on healing. What do you say?
Yes, and as you were mentioning, Jenny, that ban, the Moscow ban coming in by IGN, they realized that Sanriel is pretty good on that Moscow and can position
Mhm.
himself very well even after the disadvantages. So technically, that Moscow was a very wise ban. LCF here, though, they would have to ban out on one of Respect's jungles. The Hayabusa is still open, the Julian is open, the Alpha is open, so they are going to have to think a lot. And oh, look at that, called it.
Okay, like you said, we were very well predicted. An alpha is banned, but oh, Hayabusa, like you said, has not been prioritized yet. And Respect might actually be on the Lancelot, and he is actually really good with the Lancelot. But as of now, he has swiped Kimmy on the Grog. Well, just imagine Grog's walls like we saw yesterday in Apex doing the same thing by Kimmy in this match would actually help a lot. But then Sanriel on that carry, don't you think they need some CC?
Team LCF is going to need a lot of CC, I would say,
Exactly.
because look, yes, look at IGN. They got the wild chance, they've got the taunt and the eternal lord coming in from Vexana, as well as Alice to just immobilize them, and the Khalid's ultimate as well. Here, Team LCF actually has to look for a disruption in the team fights, probably the Minotaur or even the Kufra coming in. But then again, they are going to be picking up a Terizla in the EXP lane, which is, I would say, a decent choice. Considering he does have the penalty zone, there's a lot of knockup and CC coming in with that ultimate.
Yeah, well, he does have the penalty zone, but I don't think so. I think Khalid will always be a better option as of right now. And Teresa, his early game is so nerfed. And you're talking about early game. They do have Lilia over there. They also have Lom Lom to deal damage, but I would prefer a Khalid over Teresa these days. And then they have that carry to melt down Alice, but she's gonna have to be able to get her items. Will they be able to provide their goal laner what he needs in the early game to be able to slay in the late game? Yes or no, Sarah?
The late game here, though, it would be in favor of Team LCA because they've got the carry. I've played carry myself, and in the late game, Alice, Khalid, Grok, nothing matters. She's just going to melt you out like anything. Just give her a good positioning, give her the front line, which is going to be coming in from the high loss on that revitalize, as well as the Terizla. Just that carry is going to be a complete beast after she gets up her three items, the Trinity build. And looking at everything, it is going to be a pretty hell of a match.
Yep, well, we're in a loading screen, and this could actually be a clean sweep by IGN. So the chat, let us know. Do you think that LCF will be able to win this game and actually continue? Because this is do or die. If they lose this match, IGN's gonna win. IGN's gonna clean sweep, and this won't be a really good showdown for LCF to begin with.
All troops deployed.
All right, all right. I guess maybe Sarah's having some kind of internet issue, so I'll continue. Okay, in the top lane, we can see that Anti's going really aggressive on Era as well as Kimi. Oh, Era very low on HP and actually used his flicker. You know, I just mentioned that Terizla has been so nerfed in the early game, and they seems to be taking advantage of the fact and going straight on him for the early game. Again, in the mid lane, we can see that I love Cakes versus Kimmy. Just a little bit of Cold War, tanks being tanks. Peter just dealing some damage out. In the bottom lane, though, looks like Carrie is kind of dominating Alice, pushing him forward, pushing him backward. Again, where is Yumena is back into the game.
Yes, yes. And looking at everything, look at Andy. He's gonna rotate out towards the mid lane. Jenny, what do you think is gonna happen up here?
Well, it could be a first blood, and look at that, Peter is very low on HP, and that is finally a first blood by IG and NT, and I Love King using up his regenerate to escape from that collision in the bottom lane. Sanrio versus Alice. Oh, NT takes another. Oh, what happened? NT just goes on in the top lane. Actually, Terisla turns out to outshine Khalid against Sanrio. Okay, he's actually melting down Aaron in the early game as already. Oh, they're not giving up. They're still going for Sanrio. Grog there is gonna use it the first one. Okay. He is not giving up. Sanrio still in the game. And there you go. Backup coming in by Respect right on time. And their goal laner is deleted. And they're getting ready for the turtle very soon.
Yeah. Actually showing us who's the boss. He's showing why he was one of the main junglers from the side of team IGN. And look at that, Lomlo managed to secure the retribution. Jenny,
Yup, oh, look at that, it's gonna be another flood on the respect! Finally, which being which, and I'm sorry, Peter, and they're going for Peter, it's not giving up, he almost taking him down, Sandstorm being used up, Grog goes in, he doesn't have his wild range yet, and there you go, Era will not be able to escape this, I suppose, and there you go, which taking Era down as well.
Team IGN seems to be completely back in that action. They're not giving Team LCF any chance. And look at that, under the 3-minute mark, they're 3 kills ahead as well as having a 1k goal lead. That's what comes, right? Look at Kelly. She's trying to camp out, but Kimmy's positioning and rotation is so good and on that graph that Carry can't seem to catch anyone off guard. But oh my god, the damage!
Exactly. Look at the damage Kimmy is actually dealing to Peter. But he might be punished for this. But no, that's not gonna happen. He's got a wall. It's not that passive with him. They are getting ready to find a gang over there. But Lone Low Mai coming in, taking Kimmy down. But that's not gonna happen yet. He got that passive once again. And he manages to escape when the bottom lane. Sanrio trying hard to deal some damage to Aaron. But Aaron is already being the tanky Alice we all expected him to be. Again, that could be a kill in the mid lane. And there you go. Peter is being punished. Respect is coming in for backup. Using open ulti zone being used up on 2 of them. And there you go. Their jungler has been taken down. Mage as well, which is down. Now this could be a really good comeback in the early game for LCF because so far IGN is once again doing really good in the early game as well, just like in the last match.
Exactly. The day he actually wasted his resources to kill out that Lilia who had already used up her ultimate. So Team LCF took advantage of that and pounced on them with that 2-man penalty zone. That penalty zone was so well placed that Team LCF actually gained advantage from that team fight. And once again, look at Lom Lom. He's going to engage up on Anti and they're going to move out towards the second turtle of this game.
Yeah, I have to say, actually, in this game, they're going neck to neck so far. They're both doing a lot better than the last match. Again, it's gonna be a turtle fight real soon. They are getting ready. They are taking their positions while Lomlom is still in the buff and Respect is over here. Okay, the Ring of Punishment dealing a lot of damage. Oh, but okay, Raging Sandstorm being used up at the end. The killing spree on Witch is down already. This could be their power spike for the turtle. But then, okay, Respect's retribution comes in handy and he snatches away the turtle from them. Aaron is also on the scene, dealing a lot of damage to ILK, being forced him to go back, and they've lost the turtle as well as Error.
Towards that turtle is what changed the things here. Team LCF had the early hand. Lom Lom, he managed to secure the triple kill and look at that fracture on towards Gimme. He's so well aware of the map. Peter not letting him recall at all, but Gimme is Gimme, right? He's just going to stand there and recall in that position. Even if he dies in that process. Oh my god. What such funny plays coming in by both the teams, but all seriousness, Team IGN has the server disadvantage, and even then they are doing so well and back towards the goal lane as we can see there's a possible engage.
Yep. They have no idea about Lomo's position, and there you go. Aaron has been deleted just instantly. He's going for another kill over the Respect will be taken down as well. They are both punished in the bottom lane. Wow. raging Grok over there, but that was so unnecessary. He just off position himself, trying to take help of his passive to escape, but that won't be helpful. Penalty zone coming in, I suppose. But okay, look at that. That was a comeback. That was outplay coming in from LCF. They had no idea that Longlo was just waiting over there, and Error still not giving up on Anti, but Anti, he knows this is not the time, so he's gonna go back.
Yes, pretty long team fight, I would say. Jenny, hats off to you for actually casting out that long with all the hype. But look at Hylos, he's gonna engage up right onto Alice. But Alice is Alice. She is going to escape. But Anti, though, the shred coming in from him.
Mm-hmm. And he's not giving up. He's like, he wants to save the day. Again, a love cake, very low on HP. Okay, Kimi just wasted up his wire rate. Again, Anti, look at that, Anti. He is being the tankier one instead of Kimi. While Kimi is actually dealing a lot of damage.
Yes, Kimmy's Grok. He sometimes actually even plays it on the Masters as in that extra emblem. But look at Lumplum, such opposition to there. But the Eternal Guard really missing. Also, that side step coming in from Nomlon was wild in that team fight. But Sandriel is the one who actually managed to secure a kill onto us, Respect in the mid lane as they were trying to force down the mid tier one.
Yeah, he used up his sandstorm to actually try and target down Lom Lom over there, but he manages to escape, obviously. Almond with his stashes. Again, they were actually trying to pressurize the mid lane turret, but the turtle is up here. Who's going to be able to take down this turtle? We can see that they Lom Lom is already on the turtle while they're still focusing on the mid lane. Kimi has vision on the two of them. Sandriel as well. Aaron being melted down by Sandriel. Look at that! Sandriel manages to take down. Okay, it was Lom Lom who secured the kill. They're going for again. Kimi is down. They're also gonna take down Anti as well, and that carry is on fire.
That the draft, Jenny, that's just how the carry pick is. And look at the team fights, they just don't seem to end. Bane using up his sharks just to clear away the mid lane tier 1 and save it up, but Era was forced to flicker out of there. And the carry, I'm looking at the item sheet, definitely has at least all three of our items. The corrosion is up, the gold staff is up, as well the DHS is almost up and will be up in just a few 400 to 500 gold because that is what the carry does in the late game. Pick as many tanky heroes as you want. You can fill up an entire 5-man tank lineup, but it is carry who is going to come out on top in the late game.
Yep, they actually calculated it well this time. They took down the carry to melt Aaron, and he's actually doing good. I have to say, Sandra on the carry melting down Aaron was a really good decision they made, and they actually lived by it. They helped carry, and he's got 5-2-2 with that KDA in 8 minutes. God, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt Aaron a lot. And again, in the mid lane, so when you send something else up, I suppose, okay, there's a lot of skill things expended already, but there will be no pressure from either of the team as of now. There could be a gang happening in the bottom lane because LCF might look to pressurize that bottom lane turret.
Yes, definitely. And Team LCF actually seems to be gaining ground in this game because Kimmy now he has already missed up two of his wild charges in the team fights. One near the turtle, one in the mid lane. But then again, Team LCF would be looking to defend up the tier one, but the sharks from Bane is just gonna use them up from such a distance. And he's positioning this game in absolutely on point.
Yep. Have to say, Andy being the most anti Long Long. Everywhere I see him, he's trying to connect his Raging Sandstorm on Long Long. But, well, we'll see. Again, look at the top lane. He's actually against Long Long. But then, well, they disengage. Mid lane, there's a lot going on the mid lane. Both the teams are trying to get that mid lane turret down so that they can have a better hold over the map.
Yes,
Alright,
as you were
the Taurus
mentioning.
Mother is used up, and that's penalty zone as well, which has been deleted already. They're going for more. Has been taken down. Oh, double kill. But respect. Now that gang turned out to be in the favor of IGN. Triple kill. This could be a maniac. Respect going straight in for who is Peter. Will he be able to take the maniac down? I guess not. He's not gonna give it up that easily. But Kimi is still not giving up.
Peter not let him recall because that buys IGN a lot of time to take down the tier 2s in both the side lanes and as well giving respect a very, very easy time in the jungle as he is taking those objectives all by himself. The rest of his team giving the perfect backup, but Jenny.
Yup, look at that, Kimmy. He was actually trying to distract them while they take. Okay, I knew he was gonna go down, but this guy, not. He knows what he's doing. He knows what his potential are. He knows when he can actually come out.
Yes, yes. And the IGN is using Kimmy's grok to the perfect potential as much as possible. But look at that. They are getting poked out a lot before the Lord actually comes up to their base. But I guess they are trying to stack up the minions now and sink those lanes so that they can take down at least two of those inhibitors with the first Lord of this game. The Lord is going to be marching down that top lane, and Team IGN has to focus on the mid tier 2 and the bottom lane if they want to get any towers. But with LCF, they are relentless as well. Anti once again marking that backline, providing the vision which Respect and Kimi need to use up their ultimates. Kimi has to go ahead for that flicker wild charge to catch Sandriel off guard, because if Sandriel gets a good positioning and the Hylos manages to use up his revitalize spell, it is going to be pretty much over for the side of IGN.
Yeah, it is actually could be a clean sweep by the way that they're playing. Actually, LCF is no less. They're doing actually pretty good in this game, but then the way things turned out later, what happened is Aijin was basically trying to force LCF to expand their skill, but that could be a game. Okay, Glorious Power being used up once again. Once again, Aijin has forced LCF to use up their skills, to expand their skills, and they could strike back anytime soon. You know, this is exactly what happened, Sarah. This is exactly what happened near the Lord. They were trying to force out their skills, and they did. And look at that. They struck back. Once you use up your skills, you use up the glorious pathway, and then look at that. They're just ready to take in the fight because they know you don't have it anymore.
Yes, absolutely. My goodness. Team IGN, they're not giving up. Kimi, we were talking about how Eliminators and IGN's roamers have a beef, right? And now I kind of feel like Kimi picked up that grog just to show the other roamer how it's played. No hate to either of them or anything, but then again, Kimi is performing so very well against LCF in this match. He's annoying them with the walls. He's going in ahead for that backline with those flicker plays. And Sandriel, though, he is dealing some damage. But once the Alice and the Grob climb up onto him, but look at that, there's a possible conceal play coming in this match. But both teams are just going to back off.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to make any mistake. The Lord's up in just 14 seconds, 10 seconds. Well, they're trying there again, once again, trying to force out their skills. Look at Kimi, that confidence. Well, his immortality has been expended. Kimi might actually go down, but my God, that flicker play coming in. I have to say, Kimi, salute, bro, tanking. The way he's baiting out their skills, the way he's being so annoying every time, distracting, healing, zoning out. This guy on the truck. Okay,
Team
the Lord Dance just started, and the Raging Sandstorm being used up on Respect, very low in HP. Will they be able to take down? And there you go, long Peter moment. Carrie has taken down Kimmy as well, but the Lord has been secured by Vixana on which wait, what? And they have also taken down the kills. Sandrell still trying to melt down Carrie, and he does well. Which very low in HP. Will he be able to survive this? Peter trying to chase him down a little, but this could go away. Look at that, Anti chasing away Peter, saving witches away from him. Wow, they did manage to take the Lord still, even after Respect was taken down.
Yeah. Thing went on towards the Bane in that team fight because Bane was shut down. Tetsuya have like sidestepped Vexana's second skill to save himself, as well as melted Alice at the blink of an eye, and then Vivitch baited out Peter's purify movement speed, and then again Vivitch was the one to actually sidestep Peter's bombs. And Peter was going in a bit too aggressive. He did not notice the Kali there, but look at Kimmy, he's already going to use up his conceal and move in towards them. But then again, the vision was used up and the Lord was successfully defended by LCF once again.
Yeah, I mean, they had no pressure. They got the Lord, but everybody was down. Witch had to recall as well. NT was there, but it's not enough. It's So there was no pressure. That was an easy defense. Again, they're trying to chase again. I don't understand why LCF are wasting their skills, expending their older skills on that Kimmy and chasing him down. Bro, that's what he wants you to do. That's what Kimmy wants you to do. He wants you to expend your skills, give them up, so that they can strike back any moment.
Team LCF, they seem to be taking the bait before some of those team fights. Because Sandriel, he is getting poked out with the Vexana even after sidestepping so much. Because Vexana just has that much of AoE, right? And then again, Team IGN, they're also not giving up. Kimmy is charging for the backlines, and look at the minions, they're charging down the wall, perfectly used up.
Okay, I have to say, oh, look at that! Who just came in? Look at the HP of Lom Lom 9. He had to go back, and Kimi finally been taken down by Samuel over there. This could be good. They could actually go 5 versus 4 as of now. Okay, Raging Sandstorm directly on Peter. Peter has been deleted, but Samuel is still standing. He's trying to melt down Anti over there. But look at Aaron. He's just waiting to mark Samuel. While Anti, will he be taken on? He's being so tricky, and he manages to escape. Yes! Wow. Wait, Aaron is still there? He's not giving up? Okay, he's just gonna teleport, using up his first skill.
Yes, but Carrie, she actually manages to get the mega kill, and the penalty zone did land up in the last moment, and Anti finally goes down. Anti was showing us his prowess on those tanky EXP laners, but here Tetsuya as well with their age-old rivalry in that gold lane phase. He has the Trinity, he has the positioning, and Hylos and Tesla are doing a terrific job at giving the front line. So, look at Carrie.
Yup, Carrie's got everything. He's got the all the resources to melt down that Alice. Although and he's playing a little smart. He's got the escape button, so he's most of the time escaping from Carrie. But Aaron on that Alice, like he's late in the first game, not happening again. But I have to say, damn, Kimi, my oh my, the job he's doing at trying expanding all the skills out. Have to say, GG. Hashtag OP Kimi in the chat or something like we need something like we need to remember him for his broad gameplay even if they lose this match. Again, they're trying to pressurize the bottom lane, and well, Sanrio has no idea, I guess, about Kimi and Hercules just camping over there to try and get him.
Yes. Do you think Pain might actually go in for a reverse, like the backdoor strat? But the Lord, it's an enhanced Lord, and it's going to march in towards those studs. Look at Alu Cakes just going on towards Anti.
Yeah, I don't think LCF is gonna give up the wave management so that they can backdoor. That's not gonna happen. But they should have actually tried to push that bottom lane because obviously Aichen will be able to defend this. And their bottom lane is still standing still. Glorious pathway being used up, but avails to nothing. And Satriel been taken down. Double kill by Aaron. He is going for more. Peter is in a very bad position. Aaron as well. They will take down Peter, no doubt. But look at Lom Lom Mine. He is still there. He might target the back lane, and look at that. Respect being taken down by Lom Lom. Aaron still trying to chase down Aaron, but then he gives up. Now it's Lom Lom who actually needs to escape. But wow. I was just thinking that they need to take down Sanrio, and they did. And the gang turned around. And
Yes,
they actually need to do something on
that
that
flicker.
bottom lane.
Yes, Alice with that flicker pay. Three-member immobilized in the back lane, and the damage being coming out of her with that holy crystal and the winter crown. It was so very OP. She just melted out Lilia and Sandriel's HP, and even Lumnum was turned out to be so low. He did manage to escape from that team fight, but that was a very risky move from the side of LCF, especially considering the fact that they were actually coming back in this game. So if they mess up their positioning like that and let Grok and Alice catch them, it's pretty much game over for them this time.
Yeah, you know what happened? LCF has stopped taking Kimmy's baits. Yeah, they've stopped expanding their skills on Kimmy. And Sandriel is just so ready to melt anyone down who comes on their way. And they're all getting ready for the Lord right now, Sarah. Who do you think is going to be able to manage to steal or get this Lord?
Positioning once again, Grok and Alice need to catch up on that carry. They need to put him down before the Lord comes up, because if Brock uses up his ultimate before Carrie is got up, but look at these two teams. They're gonna each
Yeah.
wait out four members in those bushes, and their damage dealer is just in that safe positions, and he is going in for this bush check. But oh, Jenny, take it over.
Yeah, yeah, it's like the you go first situation here. Okay, goes already use up his ultimate, and the Eternal Guards have been staying down. Like, oh, which, wait, what? Look at Samuel melting them down behind, and there is no one to actually mark him. He is slain, but then double kill comes, and Aaron takes him over. Triple kill by Aaron. This could actually be a maniac. And wait, what's happening? What's happening? There's only Lom Lom Mai standing, but he's so far ahead into the blue buff of Bane and Error in the base. The Lord definitely, I guess, will be taken down by Aijin, but do they have the resources to take down the Lord? Because Lom Lom is still standing there and he's looking for some kills, but he's actually got caught off guard. Monster kill by Aaron. They have to do a better job at checking Carrie, and Carrie has to do a better job at his position because Aaron is taking him down, and this could actually be the end of this game.
Oh my! Remember, Sarah is down, and Team Hygiene is those enhanced minions in the mid lane. That wall perfectly blocking out Era. He can't even go forward to dish out damage out towards the minions. Imagine they're
Oh.
looking for the end, but no, the penalties almost used up to clear the minions.
Ooh.
And Alice and the others went back towards the Lord.
Damn, that was hard defense. I mean, they didn't want to pressurize, they want to go for the Lord, but I actually thought maybe this was it. Oh, Sandra melting Kimmy down. Will they go for the fight for the Lord? I guess they are. They are looking for a fight. Sandriel is going in full speed. Kimmy trying to recall, and Glorious Power has been used up. Where is Lom Lom Mai? Will they be able to take this Lord down? Respect is very low in HP. His immortality has expanded. Lord taken down by Error. Can you believe this? They are not giving down. Respect is down as well. GG Peter, he's going straight in for more. Sandriel is still there standing on with full HP. He's just looking for someone to melt down, but then the Lord has been taken down by LCF. They could actually win this round, Sarah. Alright,
They're gonna
alright.
But in
Sarah,
the
Sarah,
mid lane, but
seriously.
look at Aaron, he's caught out once again. Oh my goodness, Team LCF. Come back and play after play. Will IGN be able to defend this? Jenny, take it
Okay,
over.
that is not being used up as well as the glorious pathway. They are going straight in. Samuel is very low in HP, but he will definitely be able to take down Aaron while they are straightly going in for the base. Double kill by Aaron, shut down by Sandria, and the base will be taken down in no time. Double kill by Peter as well, and look at the base being taken down. Finally, LCF in this showdown has outshined IGN in the third match, guys. That was insane. I have to say, the moment they stopped taking Kimmy's bait, they started giving it back. That was a hell of a comeback.
What beautiful plays coming in from the side of LCF. They took the match in their hands, and IGN, they could not do anything. Respect, unfortunately, on that bronze. So that was a pretty a mishap coming in from their side. But then again, GG and well played to both of these teams, and we are once again back with our host, Yumena.
Man, oh man, what a match! Jenny and Sarah, I mean, early game clean sweep coming in from Team IGN, but the power spike on Sandreal was unreal, I must say. But the way they turned out the match from late game, I mean, both the teams were choking out each other pretty well. They did manage to shut down Sandreal two times later on to the game, which did give them a favor, but I think a little bit of overextend coming in from Team IGN at the end right there. I mean, they did not have the minion. There was just one cannon minion. The Tesla was still open. They could have rushed for the Lord a bit earlier because the death countdown on their team members were pretty low. That was the mistake that Team IGN made right there. They could have started an early Lord. It could have ended in their favor. What do you guys have to say about that?
No, I think, well, I may be wrong, but I think in the early game it was actually Grog doing a really good job at dishing out the damage as well as taking out their expanding their skills and everything, giving the visions and everything. But then in the late game he got pretty overconfident. He got pretty overconfident and he might have thrown away the game quite a few times. And I guess this could be the reason why they actually why LCF were able to make a comeback. And again, Carry was a well calculated pick. You give away the allies, we have Carry to melt you down.
Exactly so, and that is what I was mentioning during the draft as well. That carry pick was such a smart move, right? She can melt out the grog. She can actually use up her purify or the flicker, whichever spell she has, and just move away from the crowd controls that's being used up on her. And considering everything, that that pick was actually the game changer for the side of Team LCF, and that's what got them the win in the late game. Alice, sure she has the damage, but once her winter crown is off, she does not have that much of sustain because the current Alice, she is full damage build. There's no sustain coming out on her, and that's where the carry came in handy.
Well, I do agree with both you ladies. I mean, it did kind of end up falling on the shoulders of Carrie Sandriel right there. And I think that will be it for game three. I mean, we were looking for a clean sweep coming in from the way Team IGN was playing it off. But man, oh man, I think we have to give it to Team LCF because they did come back. They did show that, yeah, they have some respect on their name. I think it will be on to the next match. I think we'll just have to wait and watch. We'll be right back with you guys after some time.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with game number 4. Team IGN showed complete domination in the first two games, and LCF showed why they are one of the top squads of Mumbai's server and came back so beautifully in the third game, especially with that carry pick. Jenny, you would be taking on the Hackcast for the next game. What do you think Team IGN has to do to take this to a 3-1? And
Hmm.
what could LCF probably do to secure a game 2 in their favor?
Well, what LCF just did in the last match is countering the picks. And I feel like LCF is back in form, so IGN, get ready, be careful. They're not joking anymore. Well, I love what they did in the last match. They gave whatever IGN wanted to pick, and they just went in for the counter picks. But I don't understand why they're really prioritizing that high loss pick. I want to know it from you, Menato.
Well, the Hylos does have that small CC. He does has the regeneration abilities. He does provide the damage soaking ability for your team. I mean, he is a strong frontline contender in my opinion in this meta. Obviously, if you have a Hylos on your team, it becomes really smooth for your team to play around a Hylos, especially if you have other kind of CCs which Team LCF did have in the form of Terizla with his penalty zones coming in for the team, which gave Sandral quite a lot of opening to just dish out that damage. We cannot forget the kind of damage that Lilia was also dishing out from mid to late game. I mean, that completely changed the tables for Team LCF. Yeah, they did leave out the Grok open, but it was a nightmare for those frontliners. But we did see the kind of potential that the goal laners have on both the sides actually.
Okay. Well,
Yes, yes, both of you ladies. And as we are going on towards game 4, we would have to see the match which will be coming out from these two teams. Team IGN, they need to ban out Etsuya's hero pool. His hero pool includes a majority of those Trinity marksmen. So they cannot pick up the tanky heroes because they are just going to get melted in the late game as we could see. And now, as the teams are preparing up for the fourth game, Team LCF also has to come up with a plan to actually take out Respect and Vivid's hero pool since they are the OG players from the side of IGN. And the amount of experience they have on their heroes is pretty much unmatched. Respect, he showed in the first game that even if he falters in the early game with the 040 Hayabusa, he is capable of coming back. He has the muscle memory he needs on those assassins, and if in case he picks up that, like, the Fanny, which he's so famous for, it could pretty much be a game over for the side of Team LCF.
yeah. Well, I think we might be able to see some fast hands Fanny assassin plays in this round because for IGN they just need to win one more. For LCF they are still under the pressure. They have to win this game as well to make it a tie and then go for the fifth match. So the pressure is still on LCF, but I think they're back in form. And given the fact that they drafted really well in the last game by taking counter picks, when we were in the drafting phase, I just mentioned to Sarah that it's not always about getting the heroes that are best that are in the meta, but it's sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, you also need to think about the counters and damn the way they turn things around with one carry. You know, Kimi as well was doing a really good job at chasing away Peter from the gangs almost all the time. But then in the end, well, it was just not enough because they're like chasing two rabbits. They had Sandriel as well with the carry. So it was really hard for them to mark him down. And whenever Sandriel did go down, they were playing with really passive. They didn't want to make any mistake. So if that continues, I think LCF will again be able to win this match. And actually, we might be able to see entire 5 matches, and they might actually even win the showdown. But sorry.
Yes, yes. And coming back to the match phase, the teams are ready, and we are going to go ahead with the ban phase. Jenny and Yumin are taking ahead.
Okay, we are back into the game of game number 4, IGN versus LCF. Well, the score is, guys, IGN 2 and LCF won. So it's 2-1 and the pressure is still on LCF. Let's have a look. Yumena, are you anticipating a Grog or a Khalid ban?
Well, I am really looking forward to that Grog ban because Kimi on that Grok is way too annoying to deal with. We did see, despite them losing to that Sandriel's carry right there. I mean, he is way too annoying on that Grok. He knows the
Mhm.
mechanics of the heroes coming in, and he knows how to play around his team when he is on that Grok. Meanwhile, we do see straight off the bat, which himself banning out the Vexana, which was working quite in favor of his team last
Mhm.
time. I think they are going to go with that Aurora lineup. I am not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I think both the teams should just focus right now on trying to either get their comfort picks in, or like Team LCF, did last match. They were smart and they countered the draft coming in from IG, and they can stick to that and come up on top again this time.
Yeah. Well, I think Ruby forever banned. And yes, Vexana, which on Vexana, he ate. Bro, I mean, they lost, but bro ate in almost all of the gangs with that Eternal Guard knockup, right? As well as the Deadly Grass. So, makes sense. Again, Eling has been banned, just like, these are the bans that have been always there. Again, high loss, like I mentioned, LCF is prioritizing the high loss a lot. So they're like, no, we're not gonna give him that to you again. And look at that first pick, Phobius. We saw what Anti did with Phobius in the second match. Right, he is a hell of a great EXP laner, and I'm sure he's gonna use it Phobius up to his highest potential once again. Well, what are you thinking that LCF might answer Phobius with? Hello, you there? Hello, Yumena. Okay, I think she's out for some time. She's got some internet issues, so I'll continue. Well, um, so the Minster is still open. They still have Minster up there. They still have the Aurora open, and I think, oh, like I said, Aurora. Which of Aurora is deadly, and I think it's a great job to secure Aurora before Wish gets his hand on it. But then, what's the point? The Valentina is still open. You got Frigid Glacier. I got it too. Which is just gonna steal it away from him, and there you go, surprise again. Well, that was well calculated. I mean, you let them pick whatever they want, and then you come up with a Valentina and be like, "It's okay, we got you. We got your ultimate." Again, Edith in the goal lane will be great. And what are the options left? I think they might try to take away the options for hyper, since respect is yet to pick, Aaron is yet to pick. Maybe an Alice ban here, because even though they were able to counter Alice in the last game with that carry, he was dealing a lot of damage. He was being very sustainable. He's got a lot of spell them as well. So we might see an Alice ban, but again, Long Mai on the Julian for the early game. That'll be great. Yeah. And again, Kimi won't be able to do what he was doing in the last match. He might actually get deleted because Long will have the potential to melt him down. Are you there, Yumena? Okay, Yumena is still not here. Again, Fanny being banned. Respect is really good at Fanny. I think we all I'm not sure but about you guys, but I have seen this guy playing Fanny and he's great at it. So that was expected. Again, Hayabusa is still open, Amon is still open. There are a lot of assassins yet to be banned. Again, the Alice is still open that Aaron has been doing a great job at. Again, we are going for another assassin ban, and Amon is being banned, like I mentioned, guys. Sanrio and Error are yet to pick their heroes. Gary is still open, and I'm not sure they're gonna ban Gary because that Gary was actually a counter pick. But this Sanrio is actually really good at Moscow, so they might end up banning a Moscow or some other goal lane options, I suppose. Mincetar is still open, and they are yet to go for a roamer. I'm not sure. Maybe a Matilda. Okay, they are going for a roamer, and Tigreal is being banned. Well, we'll have to see what Sandrill comes up with this time. I guess might not
Yeah.
pick up a goal lane yet. Yumena, what do you say?
Yes, yes, and seems like Humana actually has some network issues in her area, so I'll be taking over her. And considering the current draft situation, Sandriel actually needs to pick up some kind of a DHS marksman once again. Or since the Mitsutar is banned out, that marksman is his only choice. Longomir this time he did get access to that Julian pick. So Team LCF would have a slightly easier time in the game this time. No more expert, but it's still a fighter jungle and with the MS disadvantage. So Team LCF with 3 magic damage and only 1 physical so far, they would need to play it safe and plan out the game in their heads. IGN on the other hand though, that's a very balanced draft so far, good amount of crowd control, and if Aaron goes ahead for that Gareth or even the Alice in this game, which he does, it is going to be a very, very strong competition coming in.
Yeah, well, he did go for the Harriet, and they are going for the Hayabusa like I was expecting. But wait, Minster is still open. They can actually go for a Minster roam if they think they can make it work. But it's Sanrio. Will Sanrio go Minster goal lane? I don't think so. They are going for the carry yet again. Sarah, do you think that every day is not Sunday? Will carry work in this game?
It might if Edith and the Ujog managed to provide the front lane, which Telesla and Hylos did in the previous game. But then again, this game, there's a Harith as well as the Valentina and the Phobius, especially on that Vengeance. So she would have a much, much harder time at positioning herself and then leashing out the damage with her Trinity item because she is going to get melted herself. Carrie is weak against magic damage, and Team IGN has 3 magic. So it is going to be a pretty dicey situation and all up to the carry to decide how she carries this game.
Yep, okay, we're back into the land of zone, guys. This is match 4. IGN needs to win just one more game, while LCF, they need to win this game at any cost. Otherwise, it's gonna be game over. So the pressure is on LCF, guys, and I think LCF is back in form. So let's see what happens. Sarah, do you think Gary on repeat, Sanrio action repeat, or action no repeat?
And anything is pretty much possible in this game, and we have you right back with us. Humana, please take the lead.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
Well,
Kimmy dealing so much damage too. I love kicks already, and then which just following up with the freeze. But then, well, he's gonna just go back as of now, and which has been taking a lot of damage by Peter. Okay, Valentina. Oh, wow, the passive bit pops out by Peter. He was almost taken down. If he did not have that passive, he would have been dead. That could have been a first blood. Again, even I love kicks on very low on HP, but he manages to disengage and escape as well. In the bottom lane, we might see Lom Lom engaging on Anti. You man, are you back in action?
yes, I am. And look at the drafts coming in, Jenny. I mean, they traded the Aurora for the Valentina. I mean, the first pick coming in from Anti might have given Team LCF those flashbacks of game two. But I have to commend the mid-game gank. Ooh, Jenny, that was quite an escape coming in from Hayabusa right there. But I have to say, Team LCF is quite bold, giving out respect that Hayabusa along with the grok on Kimi and Anti on that 4 ways. I think we'll have to see how this turns out. And like I said previously on match number 3, Edith on roam position much better. Drafts coming in from LCF right now. Yuzong for the back line. Sandriel yet again on that carry. I mean, I don't know if they have a game plan to shut her down. I mean, we'll just have to see if this is a mistake or a wise decision from team IGN right now.
Yeah, it could be proper calculated. Again, the bottom lane, which has been taken down by our first blood and double kill on Anti. I told you, IGN, you need to be careful. LCF is back in form, and they're going for the turtle as of now. Kimi is trying to scout, deal out some damage, and well, it's not gonna happen. Respect is taking off his red buff still, and the turtle has been taken down by Lom Lom. I told you, guys. Twice and again. Oh, Harriet, very low in HP. And he He manages to escape with a chrono dash. Again, Kim is still trying to chase down Peter. He's using up his ultimate, but okay, shadow kill being used up by Respect, and this could be a double kill. And there you go, a double kill. Long Long Mai will be escaping. Wow. Well, I guess the scores are settled, but the turtle has been taken down by LCF.
I do agree. The snowball coming in on Respect is looking quite dangerous because we did see, despite the choke coming on him onto game number one, he did manage to come out on top and secure those kills for his team. Meanwhile, Nom Lom kind of falling behind despite having that level advantage against. Ooh, Jenny,
Mm-hmm. That was a good engage, but okay, not enough backup, I suppose. Yeah, I thought Respect maybe he was gonna use his Shadow Key, but he didn't have it. He didn't have his ultimate ready. Arrow is in the bush. He's just waiting for them to be a little bit off position. There you go. Arrow goes in for Kimmy, and Kimmy uses up his ultimate to save himself. While Long Long Mei was just waiting up there to do a combination of Sword Sky. Well, they are up. LCF is back in action. They are not taking it as fun anymore.
I do agree. I mean, Team IGN right now should look around. Snowballing that hard, we do know. Ooh, Kimmy.
Okay. Timmy might. No. That was a little too much. The wall's dropping in, but I love Cakes. He's just gonna go back with that help coming in by Peter. Freezing them out with his Frigid Glacier. Again, in the top lane. Have a look at the top lane. That's Aaron versus Sanrio. Sanrio just escaped with a very little amount of HP left in him.
I mean, both the teams should play around getting their goal laner sorted out because we have seen how both the teams are able to stretch out the game quite onto the late game. But they will have to wait and see because if your goal laner is snowball pretty early, right from the start, they have the potential to shut the other teammates down. Meanwhile, we could see a potential gank coming in, Jenny.
Yeah, the Black Dragon Farm has already been used, and Kimi is in a very bad position using up his wild charge, but that will be of no avail. Killing spree for Error, and the turtle has been taken down by Long Long. They have already managed to take a kill down, though I love Cake. Well, IGN, they do have the kills equal, but they're losing down on turtles. Anti is chasing down Error. Error is not gonna die as well. Well, he's doing a really great job at EXP.
I do agree. Error is making those rotations. I mean, you do have that kind of rotation advantage if you have an EXP laner like a dragon on your team because he does have the potential to rotate faster with his black dragon form. Meanwhile, on 3 kills already, Lom Lom looking quiet behind compared to Respect right here. I mean, they are trying to maintain that goal difference, not so much, but yeah, they are trying to look for that snowball. Ooh, not looking good.
Yep, he got caught off guard, but he had that wild charge to escape away. And he's been using it most of the time just to escape, and then Frozen Wish. He's gonna have to escape, and there we go. That was close. I thought this guy was done for. I was gonna take him down, but he managed to escape.
I do agree. I mean, which compared to Peter doesn't have that second chance. I mean, you have the Aurora with her passive, it kind of gives you a second chance if you mess up. But I think which needs to be a little more careful while he's playing this Valentina right here because the kind of CC coming in, especially with that Yu Zong, he needs to position himself much better. Meanwhile, the Hayabusa, I mean, Respect needs to get a shutdown on that carry because if she manages to get farmed up, the last match could repeat all over again, Jenny. And it wouldn't look good for IGN right here because they do have a strong draft. I mean, Kimi again getting caught in a really bad position.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, he's not caught off guard. Oh, but Harry could have been Aaron dishing out the damage. Side of it, Primal Red been used up, and then it will be off no one. Well, Guardian's Barrier right in point, but will that be enough? Presentation be coming in, and Kimmy using up his flicker to escape from Sandra's not giving up. Okay, that's a mega kill by Error. Kimmy is very low in HP, and he is yet not that. Using up his pass and just gonna go away, but look at that. Long Long Mai using up his combo and hands, but Anti is still going in for more kills. Arrow is not giving up on Anti, which is very low as well, but there comes Sanrio taking down Rest Anti over there, and this will be an easy turtle for LCF. Like I told you, LCF is back in form.
I do agree, and the passive popped on Aurora right there is quite crucial for Team IGN right now. I think they should capitalize on it right now. And look, oh, Jenny does not look good for Harry.
Yep. His chrono dash actually saved him, but he was caught off guard quite a few times so far. And like I told you, every day is not Sunday. Kimmy, stop working this time. God, he's just getting caught, and he's just using up his wild charge to escape, not being able to do a lot. Again, scary though. Positioning, Sanrio. This guy is doing a really good job at his positioning. He's farming up. He's just getting ready to slay again one more time. But then again, they have what's happening in the middle and nothing much. They have Anti, and I'm still waiting for Anti to show up in a gangs and turn around.
I do agree, and they do have a really hard CC in form of Aurora onto their team, and I've been noticing that which is forced to take onto that Edith's ultimate, to have that small dash while
Uh-huh.
Yunfong is diving right onto him, and this could be a potential skirmish onto the mid lane from both of the teams, Jenny.
Yep. They do have the vision. Okay, Kim is trying to give them the vision, but Sandria might get caught off guard, I suppose. Hayabusa, their back goes in, and Sandria has no insurance policy over there. He gets taken down, and he's back in the gang. Well, they might actually try to take down the mid lane turret, but then there you go. Okay,
Oh,
comes in. Look at the wild charge looking out for them. Okay, look at that. Wow. I had no idea this could happen. Double kill by Respect. That wild charge and Witch topping that frigid glacier. For a second, I thought what just happened. And then I realized this was Witch using up IMU, frigid glacier, and on top of that, wild
exactly.
charge. Wild charge.
I
Okay,
do
Sanrio.
agree, and I do agree, and like I said, respect and which and all of the other teammates they need to rotate around the goal lane, shut down the carry early on from the game because she is starting to hurt, and that was a really good decision. As soon as Sandriel went down onto the bot lane, they were able to win this gank in their favor because 5v4 it is always going to turn out in your favor, especially with that good timing coming in from the frigid glacier that which was able to dish out onto the mid lane.
Bro A, bro which he just ate with that Valentina, copying that I am copying that Frigid Glacier, and on top of that, Kimmy went just, oh, I have my wild shard, I'm gonna go in, and wow, the damage was insane. That was like instant bleed. Again, they're trying to make them bait out, they're trying to bait their skills out by poking out the Lord and trying to let them come and fight. But I think LCF is kind of ignoring that as of now because carrying the bottom lane, Samuel is just busy pushing, and they doesn't look interested in taking a fight with the Lord as of now.
I think they are confident that they are going to kind of defend this lot because they do have the Aurora, they have the Yuzhong. Ooh, the wild.
Again, the watch is coming in the frigid glacier. Once again, oh, Carrie has taken down. Kimi as of now, he might again start slaying, but a killing spree. Look at that double kill by which I have to tell you that Valentina is gonna hurt. Error very low in HP. Triple kill. This won't be a maniac because Peter won't give it up to him, but this could have been a maniac if he had gotten the other kill as well.
Man, they just destroyed Team LCF in that team fight. I mean, despite the nice initiation coming in from Team LCF, it just turned out to be onto the sides of IGN, which popping off the damage coming in from Aaron is really uh, insane right now. The Zaman Force also correct on time. I mean, they do know what to do at what time.
Yep. But a large marching in the bottom, then they'll probably defend it pretty well. And it doesn't look like IGN is in a mood to really pressurize it. There's no way, actually. There's a wave in the mid lane, but that's been stopped by the minions. Again, wow. They're gonna have to beware of the free Frigid Glacier that they have given up to Witch on the Valentina. You know what? I told you, this guy, he has the most amount of impact in almost all the games. Even in the last match, his Eternal Guard's knockup has been coming in so handy. Even though it was Kimi who was setting it all up, the same thing's happening here. They need to dodge. They need to at least dodge or try and take away Witch before everyone else.
I do agree, and the kind of I think one wild charge coming in from Kimi could be over for Team LCF, but they still have Peter who has those frosty winds coming in, those hailstorms and frigid glaciers. I mean, Loom Loom should focus on marking out that witch in the team fight, because I do know that he has the potential to do so, but it is very difficult coming in if you have anti Aaron and witch on the other side. I mean, they're just not letting him do anything. It's just really difficult for them, because the only two damage dealers that Team LCF has right now is Loom Loom and Sandriel. And if Team IGN manages to shut both of them down, what are you going to do with the CC coming in from Edith and Aurora after that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. They they need to do what they did in the last match. They need to protect Sanrio at any cost, and they need to scout out for Rage in all the gangs. See, even right now, they're taking a fight in the top lane against Anti, and the Lord's popping up in the bottom lane in just 5 seconds. They will go for the Lord instantly, while they might be building the top lane. But then again, well, Anti just gave up. They already started the Lord. Yumena will. Do you think that LCF will be able to defend this Lord?
I mean, at least I want them to defend this lord. Maybe give out your inhibitors, but giving out the crystal on tier 2 lord with that team comp, I think not really favorable for team LCF. I mean, they need to have those wave clear, and team IGN is not letting them have the wave clearance. I mean, they are pressuring all the lanes equally. Kimi is looking for some initiation, but I think they should wait till the lord marches down onto their inhibitors as of now. And the frigid glacier is going to be a saving grace for them at this point, because they are going to charge in with the team comp like that. They are looking to charge in and that crystal as of now, Jenny.
Yeah. Well, the Lord's marching from the top lane. I think they do have the resources to defend the Lord. But then again, if Witch does that ninja technique again of sealing away the freaking glacier and using up in the right time, this will end up the Lords in the top lane. They have already used up like, oh my god, the sun has been taken down. Freaking glacier comes in. Look at that. So Kimi has been taken down, but they're taking down the base, and they're very low in HP. Triple kill by Aran in there, Dan in there, and they're gonna end it, I suppose. And look at that.
What?
Wow. What just happened?
Aaron, what? Man, nobody's stopping Aaron right there. He's just chrono dashing on his command post like a maniac. The real MVP for the match. Man, oh man, Alice Harriet. I mean, what else can you do, Aaron? I need to know.
Well, it's all about the setup, I guess. Well, he did a really great job with that Harry, but look at the setup. Look at the setup right there. Wild charge. That wild charge by Kimi, like, no, he goes like this and deals all the damage. Then all that Aaron had to do was come in, chrono dash, attack, and then done. Obviously, which was there. He's been dealing the damage as well. I have to say, I said that every day is not Sunday, but this applied only for Sanrio and not Kimi, because the wild charges every time came in handy. And I have to say, the showdown, guys, showdown. IGN 3, 2, 1. What a play. Sarah, you asked me a question. Can you repeat that? I'm gonna answer it now.
Yes, yes. And I asked you that which team could actually be coming out on top in this battle of synergy of over 6,000 games in the past three recent seasons and versus the experience of years. And as we can see, I think we have the result in front of us, Jenny.
I don't even need to say. I don't even need to say. Honestly, um, I know IGN, big deal, but LCF, they have been continuously playing in all the tournaments, and I've expected the score to be at least 2-3. Not 3-1. I've expected them to play a little better. I should say I'm kind of disappointed though. But then the setup. Look at the setup. It's almost all the gangs. Just imagine this triangle shape every time, and Kimi will just go push with that Grog's ultimate, that wild charge, and then Witch comes in using up his frigid glacier that he actually stole from the other team, and then wow, all that Aaron has to do, go in, chrono dash, basic attack, and the ganks were like easy for them. And not to forget, they also have that anti to jump on top of them. That was so well drafted.
Yes, in round for the side of Team LCF.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Your network.
Sorry.
Say it again.
My apologies there. I was just asking you, Mena, that for the side of Team LCF in the last game, what was the final error on their side?
I mean, the drafting kind of fell off, and also the way they were managed to choke down respect on game 1. I think if they stuck to doing that, or maybe just snowballing around that Sandriel, they just completely forgot about him in the whole match. I mean, he was solo pushing all the lanes, and respect took advantage of that going on and solo killing him as a higher booster. I mean, he was present onto the team fight, but getting him choked down from early on to the game, I think it was showing they were not able to get Loom Bloom farmed up as well. So there was that kind of gap coming in from both the jungle and the gold lane this time, because in my opinion, Peter and Kimi did a really good job coming in from both the sides, but it kind of fell off onto the jungle and the gold side, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. Both teams displaying a wide variety of skills, picks, and combinations. Though I would say some of the picks were repeated in some games, it was a pretty good thing coming out by both of them. And that, everyone, would be it for today's showcase match between IGN and LCF, where IGN takes the victory 3-1. Do not forget to download MOBA Legends to participate in the Northeast Cup, the upcoming offline tournament coming up in Guwahati, Assam. If you want to take your team up to the glory, don't forget to download MOBA Legends.